Daily fantasy partner of the NFL, and use code CJR to get a free shot at millions of dollars in prizes up for grabs this week with your first deposit. Minimum $5 deposit required. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com for details.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios. That's right.
And off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR, presented by Pluckers. I'm Matt.
Love you, Matt.
Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
Musso. And Mr. Toby Tumpley. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there, make it a good one. And oh, by the way, it's a hump day. Yep.
It's hump day.
It is hump day.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
2 more shows for the rest of the year for ya boy. Taiji Hill, bottom of this hour.
It's hump day.
John Brady next hour.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
LSU basketball tonight against Lipscomb. Taylor Calandro later this hour.
It's hump day.
In studio.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Bringing booze. Because it's Christmas.
It's hump day.
And how else would you get through Christmas
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
without booze? Deli at 5 o'clock.
It's hump day.
COVID's everywhere.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
We have a forfeited national championship potentially. Sounds like a blast.
It's hump day.
All right, let's get going here. Lot to get to, and glad to have you hanging aboard with us. If you missed it there in Sportscenter at the top of the hour, that is sort of the news at Texas A&M. They will not play in the Gator Bowl. They've had 20 players test positive for COVID, so I don't feel like they have enough players to play in the game. And the college football playoff is basically putting the semifinalists on lockdown for the next 2 weeks. You've got, roughly a week and a half here before the college football playoff semifinals, and they want to make sure that they play the game. So the possibility exists that you could have forfeitures in the college football playoff. If a team can't play in the semi due to COVID, the other team advances. If you end up in a championship game scenario where one team can't play, the other team wins the natty. It's so weird. But that's apparently where we are. So everybody hold your breath. Buckle up over these next couple of weeks here as we get closer to college football's national championship and COVID running amok and such. Specifically with LSU, we've talked about this for some time now, really since LSU's bowl was announced, that LSU's going to have trouble fielding the team for this game. And we've gone through a good bit of the why, and part of it was opt-outs. And today we learned that Damone Clark has joined that number as well. So after one of the greatest individual seasons in LSU history, a season that should have earned Damone Clark first-team All-America honors, should have earned him a Butkus Award as the best linebacker in college football. He got hosed out of both of those honors, but he was second-team All-America. He was All-SEC. He was a Butkus finalist. One of the greatest individual seasons in LSU history. Damone Clark announced today that he is opting out of the Texas Bowl. He posted that announcement via his social media, and that really should come as no surprise. This is a guy who, in his senior year, led college football in tackles and had an incredible, astronomical ascent this year from a guy that was really fighting for a job last year, borderline draft pick entering this season, to Mel Kiper says is the 5th best linebacker in this entire draft and is very likely a day 2 guy. And if he goes and plays well at the Senior Bowl and runs well at the Combine, could very well see himself elevate into the end of round 1 if there's a team that really falls in love with him that's in need of a linebacker. So you feel really good for Damone Clark for the season he had. But when you look specifically at LSU, we'll talk about Damone in a second. When you look specifically at LSU, you look at where these numbers are. And I've told you this for several weeks now. Like, this was going to be a problem. Injuries. Ali Gay, Andre Anthony, Keyshawn Butte, Major Burns, Joe Evans. Early in the season, Jared Small, Anthony Bradford. Like, y'all know the list by now. The guys that are done for the year. Derek Stingley. And on top of that, you also have guys enter the transfer portal. We've seen Max Johnson enter the portal. Elias Ricks has entered the portal. Deion Smith entered the portal. Trey Palmer entered the portal. Earlier this year, it was Coy Moore. And now you throw on top of that opt-outs, and it was Neil Farrell yesterday, Damone Clark today, and I'm going to tell you again, he ain't the last one. There's going to be other guys that opt out of this bowl game that are not going to play for LSU against Kansas State on January the 4th. I've also told you there is the very real possibility of academic casualties, of guys who are academically ineligible for this bowl game because they didn't take care of their business in the classroom during the fall semester. That's going to happen as well. So you're getting close to that sort of dangerous territory. Hester this morning pegged the number at 51 scholarship players, and that includes guys that were walk-ons that were elevated to scholarship status. Remember, a year ago in the COVID season, the minimum number was 53. You had to have 53 in order, and then you had to have so many at different positions. Like you had to have a quarterback, you had to have so many linemen, et cetera, to be able to field a team. And so if Hester's number is correct, and I believe he's tap dancing right around it, then LSU's already below that number from a year ago, and there's still more to come. So whether LSU fields a team for this game or not, I think still remains to be seen. I have no doubt they're practicing and they intend to, but you may get into a very sincere number issue that A&M is dealing with and that other teams could very well deal with also as COVID could become an issue. Think of it. You're going into Christmas break. You have guys that are going to go home. They're going to be around family and friends and be exposed to parties and different events, these super spreader events. And then they all come back together, and you never know what could happen next week. So you hold your breath a little bit on that. But Damone Clark opting out of the bowl game. He's going to start getting ready for his draft and that pre-draft process. And I can't say that I blame him. We've talked about it enough, but it's worth mentioning. Damone Clark had just one of the greatest seasons for a linebacker, really for any defensive player in LSU history. When you look at single-season tackles in the history of LSU football, Brady James in 2002 had 154, best season ever at LSU. In 1981, Al Richardson had 150 tackles. That same year in 81, Lawrence Williams had 144. Until now, Devin White was next in 2017 with 133 tackles. Well, Damone Clark's got 135. So without even playing the bowl game, Damone Clark has the fourth greatest individual season in LSU history. It's amazing what he was able to accomplish year to year from a guy who struggled to keep his job in 2020, was benched late in the year, to the fourth greatest individual season as far as tackles in the history of LSU football. Incredible. Absolutely amazing what Damone Clark was able to do this year. And had he played in the bowl game, you're talking about a guy who potentially could have even gone past Lawrence Williams on that list of 144. I mean, it's possible that Damone Clark could have ended up third behind just Brady James and Al Richardson single-season tackles in the history of LSU football had he played in this bowl game. So just a major tip of the cap to that guy for coming back and playing with the effort he did. One of the great individual seasons that we all got to witness. A couple of other takeaways, though, are just some obvious ones that we're learning in this day and age of college football and in this culture, which is bowl game irrelevance. And it's true, and I don't fault these players, because the reason these bowl games exist, y'all, is to make money. That's it. There's 42 bowl games. You have teams that are sub 500 playing in a bowl game. It's not a reward anymore. Why should a guy who's got potentially millions on the line risk it to go play in a meaningless bowl game so a bunch of dudes in ugly jackets can make money. I don't blame him. I love it. I love football, so I'll watch all these games. I mean, we'll have more football on TV tonight. I'm for it. I'm for more football. Absolutely, I am. But we can't be naive and associate relevance with these games that just isn't actually there. And the other thing that's obvious, too, is these guys are telling you, being the NCAA's leader and single-season leader in tackles or where you stand in the LSU record book, that's not relevant either. Because Damone Clark had that on the line and he played, and he said, it's not worth it. It's more important for me to stay healthy and get my best shot at the next level. And it's hard to blame him for that. But that is and so much of the animosity is directed toward the players who are opting out. I'm telling you, you got it backwards. This culture that has led to this has been built by greedy adults who have used this structure to make money on the backs of free labor for years. And now the free labor is saying, yeah, I'm not playing in that game. The era of player empowerment is upon us. And it's an era and a culture built because of the actions of greedy adults for decades. And I don't blame Damone Clark or anyone who chooses not to play. I'm all for it for those who want to play. And I'm all for playing the game. But you can't be mad at guys who do something that is self-benefiting in this situation when there really is no benefit of playing in this game. So wish Damone Clark the very best. Awesome season. One that we'll always remember on an individual basis for Damone Clark, who was just fantastic in 2021. All right, it's after further review. Hump Day Show is brought to you by Pluckers. Quick break. We're going to flip what we normally do. We'll go around the SEC next, bottom of the hour. LSU defensive line signee Taiji Hill is going to be with us. We'll look forward to that here in about 15 minutes from right now. We'll go around the SEC next. Stay here.
AFR.
Brought to you by Hancock Whitney Bank, the official banking partner of LSU Athletics and of the New Orleans Saints. Hancock Whitney, your dreams, our mission. That has been their mantra for 120 years. Holidays can be tough for people financially sometimes. Maybe you need a wealth management program. Maybe it's one of those things where you want to open a small business, or you need a plan to make sure that you can pay for your kids to go to college. They have those products, those wealth management products in place at Hancock Whitney Bank. You can log on to HancockWhitney.com, or you can just walk into any of the Hancock Whitney financial centers near you. And if you're in the Gulf South, you're never far from a Hancock Whitney location, because there are branches all over the Gulf South as they have expanded throughout this region for more than a century now. It's Hancock Whitney Bank. HancockWhitney.com, small business banking, personal banking, commercial checking. It's all there for you at Hancock Whitney Bank. HancockWhitney.com, member FDIC, Hancock Whitney Bank.
Thank you, Acadiana, for 54 years of allowing Corvell Toyota in Opelousas to take care of you and your automotive needs. Enjoy this holiday season with family and friends. From our family to yours, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year!
If you're in an accident, a car accident, a slip and fall where you're injured, you need to call an attorney. The defendant insurance company, it's their goal to close the case as quickly as possible and pay out the least amount of money as possible. That's why it's important to call an attorney and call the law offices of O.C. Brown.
At the law office of O.C. Brown, we're a family-owned firm. We want to be your law firm for a lifetime.
Le posso offrire un caffè? Le posso offrire un caffè? Andiamo insieme da me, non c'è.
Call Mr. Electric today for electrical repairs, upgrades, and installations.
Bayou Ford has 0% for 60 months on new Ford F-150s. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million-mile powertrain warranty. And now 0% for 60 months on Ford F-150s. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
During these challenging times, we know your healthcare needs don't stop. Cancer, accidents, injuries, and heart disease are relentless. So we are relentlessly innovating to keep you safe, both virtually and in person, connecting you with providers remotely, advancing clinical spaces, providing rapid and accurate testing, social distancing, and certified cleaning protocols. We are Auctioner, and we will not slow down. Auctioner Health, innovating healthcare.
Starting in 1974, Central Plumbing has served Baton Rouge and surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Through these tough and trying times, we want you to remember that the Payne family is here to continue to support and serve you. As a multi-generational business, there is no job that is too big or too small. Residential, commercial, industrial, hospitality, we're here for anything you need. 24/7, 365. Give us a call, 225-925-8552.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
In Tennessee, he was heading for Pennsylvania and some homemade pumpkin pie.
After further review with Matt Moscona, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Presented by Plucker's Wing Bar. Open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all-you-can-eat wings. Plucker's Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
They're extremely well coached. Lenny Acuff's one of the best coaches in the country, one of the best offensive coaches, one of the best basketball coaches, but particularly on the offensive end with this cutting and how they flow seamlessly from their secondary and transition into their two-guard stuff. So their offense is kind of a mixture of what we saw against Georgia Tech and what we guarded against Belmont. So a little bit of the two-guard Princeton type stuff, and then also some 4-around-1 where they try to pound it in the paint.
Will Wade talking about Lipscomb. It is a game day. The hell is Lipscomb's mascot? Muse, do you know?
The Bison.
The Lipscomb Bison. Is it Bison or is it Bison?
Is how you actually say it, yeah.
With the Z or an S?
It's an S in there, but it's pronounced Bison.
Because that's what North Dakota State says.
Correct.
But is that what Lipscomb says? Or are you just assuming?
I'm assuming because that's the correct way to pronounce the word. But there's also not really a lot of bison in Nashville, so...
Wait a second. You mean to tell me the actual pronunciation of B-I-S-O-N is bison?
Yeah.
Are you just saying that because that's what North Dakota State people say?
No. Okay. First of all, I've been to the state of North Dakota.
So have I. What's your point?
And I've heard them say that. I've been to Alaska and heard them say that.
Bison.
And Canada and heard them say it.
Bison. It's not bison.
Right. Bison.
Bison. That's really the pronunciation is bison.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I got what I learned today. I'm gonna fact check you. I'm not saying you're wrong.
It kind of sounds like you're saying I'm wrong.
I'm not saying you're wrong, but I am gonna fact check you because look,
just to make sure.
Can I point something out? Not to take a shot, Muse.
Feels like you're about to take a shot.
But earlier this week, you made a comment about Leonard Fournette playing this week, and you were wrong. So I'm gonna fact check you, but I'm gonna make a little note about bison
or bison
being pronounced bison. See, I always thought whenever game day would go to North Dakota State, or you'd hear Fowler, one of those guys, talk about and they would go bison, and they would really emphasize bison. You know what I'm talking about?
I do.
You know exactly. Okay, if you've heard it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I always thought it was just him emphasizing it like someone from, if it was someone from Cam, you're like, yeah, or hey. You were doing that just to emphasize the accent.
No, I mean that's heard it pronounced that way in Canada, in North Dakota, in Alaska. Yeah, I mean, so
their pronunciation doesn't necessarily mean that's correct. It could just be the accent. I'm not saying that they don't pronounce it that way. I'm just curious. I'm gonna fact check you, but I would be ecstatic to learn that because my whole life I've thought BISON was bison, like a bison burger.
Those are tasty.
Or, bison meat. Or someone goes on a safari and hunts a bison. But if it's actually bison.
Bit gamey, but pretty good. I like it.
I have had bison before. Excuse me.
Bison
before. All right, LSU, the Tigers are playing the Bison tonight. 7 o'clock at the Maravich Center. Tigers have a long win streak going. Will Wade talked about that win streak yesterday.
I tell our kids this all the time, and every night if you watch, and nobody understands, like, it is hard to win any Division I game. Any Division I basketball game is hard to win. Very difficult to win. Like, you go look at scores every night. You go look at everything that goes on every night. They are extremely, extremely challenging to win. And so, to go on a long win streak just shows that your guys are consistent and that they, that they put the right things in every day. That they prepare the right way every day, which is not easy to do because every game is a different challenge. This game's a different challenge just in terms of what we're going to have to guard. We're going to have to guard. Now luckily we've played a couple teams that run some similar actions to them, but you got to move past the Louisiana Tech game quick. Turn the page.
Doesn't mean anything.
Is Will Wade still talking?
Yeah.
Whatever. He's done. He's good. Good. Good guy. I'm sure. Yeah, everything he's saying, I'm sure, is really important. But this is way more important. All right, ready? So take it away, Siri.
Bison.
Siri's not even a real person, so that should disqualify.
So this is actually the Webster Dictionary. It's just the pronunciation guide. It just sounds like Siri because that's the default of the phone. But I mean, this. Hey, Paulie, you be the tiebreaker.
Bison.
Is that bison or is that bison? Paulie?
I think she's saying bison.
Bison.
She's wrong.
That's exactly
I hate
what
to
she's
say
saying.
that. But
I'm actually looking now at the pronunciation. The phonetic pronunciation is bison. It is. It's not as E sound. So Muse, glad I fact check you. You're wrong again. Let's go around the SEC.
I'm gonna keep saying it.
You're wrong. You're wrong.
Agree to disagree.
Pecan and pecan.
No, that's just pecan.
Not right, because that's how you
Around
pronounce
the
it.
SEC,
But there are people who say
presented by
pecan.
Gulf Coast
They're
Office
wrong.
Products. Excellence in imaging solutions. The Texas A&M Aggies.
I dropped my pen. I got what I learned today. You know what I learned today? Muso doesn't know how to say bison.
I do. Other people don't know how.
Apparently, the Webster's Dictionary is wrong, and Muso is right.
Total fraud.
Texas A&M will not participate in the Gator Bowl. More than 20 players out with the COVIDs. Wake Forest still wants to play. They're looking for an opponent.
The Georgia Bulldogs.
10 days before Georgia plays in the Orange Bowl, quarterback JT Daniels, he's got the COVIDs. Georgia and Michigan set to play New Year's Eve in Miami. Daniels has been the backup to Stetson Bennett. Bennett's 9-1 as a starter. Of course, he got skull-drugged by Alabama in the SEC championship game. So Daniels has to isolate for 10 days. He should be back in time for the Orange Bowl. Daniels played in 6 games this year, started against Clemson, South Carolina, and Vandy.
The Alabama Crimson Tide.
Bama coaches got the COVIDs. Doug Marrone, offensive line coach, and Bill O'Brien, offensive coordinator. They've got the COVIDs as well. Both are expected to return in time for the Cotton Bowl against number 4 Cincinnati. You see, Muse, some people say Cincinnati, some say Cincinnati, but there is a correct way to say it, kind of like bison and not bison, which is what people up in the north say. It's the way they pronounce it, kind of like how they say pecan, but it's actually a pecan.
And some people say Cincinnati.
Those people are awesome.
The Missouri Tigers.
And Mizzou's going to be without running back Tyler Batty, the SEC's leading rusher this year. He's not going to play in the Armed Forces Bowl. He'll enter the draft. Get this, Eli Drinkwitz told reporters Tuesday that it was his decision not to play Batty. Said kid's got a future, doesn't need to go run out there in the Armed Forces Bowl. I don't know if I believe it or if he's just taking one for the team, but Batty's been practicing with the team all the way up to the day before the game now, and the coach is saying, yep, not going to play. Batty had 268 carries this year, the most of any Power 5 back in the country. Redshirt freshman quarterback Brady Cook, he'll start the game. Connor Bazelak has missed some time this season because of a leg injury. There you have it. That is Around the SEC, presented by Gulf Coast Office Products. GCOPnet.com, GCOPnet.com for Gulf Coast Office Products. Hey, remember, tomorrow, we are drawing for the first game in Courtside for Charity. So go to 1045ESPN.com if you've not got your tickets yet. Been telling you about this. Courtside for Charity, our friends at Gulf Coast Office Products, because they're the official office equipment provider of the Pelicans. They have courtside seats on the floor, center court, 2 seats. They're raffling those off for 4 games, with all of the proceeds going to benefit 4 different charities. The first game is December the 28th against Cleveland. We are drawing tomorrow for the Cleveland game. So go buy your tickets. Remember, you buy a ticket, you don't win the Cleveland game, no worry. You're in the drawing for the next game, which is Golden State. And the next game, which is the Bulls, and the next game, Clippers and the Rockets, forgive me. And all the proceeds benefit four great charities: St. Lillian Academy, the Arc of Baton Rouge, Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, and Alzheimer's Services of the capital area. $20 per chance, $100 gets you 6 chances, $250 gets you 15 chances. So buy more, incentivize you to pay more. And then look, if you win, great. You get to sit courtside for an NBA game. If you don't, you're helping benefit great charities. Check it out, 1045ESPN.com, 1045ESPN.com, courtside for charity. The link is pinned on my Twitter and Facebook as well if you want to check it out, buy your tickets. First drawing tomorrow, $20 per chance. All right, it's after further review. LSU defensive line signee, Taiji Hill. He joins us next on AFR.
AFR.
Brought to you by River City's 1 Hour Air, where they're always on time or you don't pay a dime. 752-0001. 752-0001. Preseason heater safety check. Get it done, y'all. Preseason heater safety check from River City's 1 Hour Air. Mention the Moscona special. They'll always save you $25 on that system repair. I love sharing great testimonials as well. This one from Matthew Penn said, Mr. Ronnie was so knowledgeable about his craft. He even went out of his way to show me about my AC unit that I didn't know anything about. He was wonderful. I would recommend him to anyone. Another great review about the technicians at River City's 1 Hour Air. Remember, heater safety check. Get it done. Read the Google reviews, the Facebook reviews. If you're not sure who to call, River City's 1 Hour Air has more than double the amount of 5-star reviews as the next closest competitor because they've been around for 40 years. And if you want a career instead of a job, River City's 1 Hour Air is always looking for help. 752-0001.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Thanks, you're ready. Yardbirds up. Veggie's in the window.
Barbecue guys, born to grill.
Pops, how many steaks you want?
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I had to pack up all my things. I had to leave my home. And I never knew where I was going next. But then you came along.
There's a child in foster care waiting for a volunteer like you.
During these challenging times, we know your healthcare needs don't stop. Cancer, accidents, injuries, and heart disease are relentless. So we are relentlessly innovating to keep you safe, both virtually and in person, connecting you with providers remotely, advancing clinical spaces, providing rapid and accurate testing, social distancing, and certified cleaning protocols. We are Auctioner, and we will not slow down. Auctioner Health, innovating healthcare.
If you're in an accident, a car accident, a slip and fall where you're injured, you need to call an attorney. The defendant insurance company, it's their goal to close the case as quickly as possible and pay out the least amount of money as possible. That's why it's important to call an attorney and call the law office of O.C. Brown.
At the law office of O.C. Brown, we're a family-owned firm. We want to be your law firm for a lifetime.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
After further review with Matt Moscona, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Presented by Plucker's Wing Bar. Open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all-you-can-eat wings. Plucker's Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
Our National Signing Day and the early signing period have come and gone, and Brian Kelly and his staff made up for lost time and did some work late throughout the process, and part of that work was getting a couple of guys who were on the fence part of this class, and one of those is a defensive lineman out of New Orleans, Taiji Hill, who's good enough to join us for a couple of minutes here. Yo, man, thanks so much for the time. How are you?
How you doing? Thankful to be here.
Man, we're glad to have you. A lot of LSU fans are really glad to have you as part of this class. I mean, let's start kind of at the end and maybe work our way backwards. So there was a little bit of question there at the end after Ed Ogeron was fired. If you'd end up in this class, you did. So let's start at the end there. What was it that ultimately convinced you LSU was the spot for you?
Wait, say it again? You cut out a little.
So what was it at the end that convinced you that LSU was the spot for you?
Of course, there was questions when Coach Ogeron got fired. But when Coach Frank Wilson got hired on the staff and Coach Kelly came in and reassured me that I still had a home at LSU and I was still a need for LSU program, it was kind of a no-brainer to stay there and rebuild LSU.
So, I mean, you're a New Orleans guy. Did you grow up an LSU fan?
Definitely. New Orleans Saints and LSU football, that's all you see.
Oh, yeah, man.
Of course, I grown up watching all the stars like Tyrann Mathieu, Leonard Fournette, like just seeing that culture, of course you want to be a part of that.
So you also mentioned Frank Wilson, and Frank's a guy who obviously we've known for a long time. He was at LSU 6 years before he went, became a head coach.
Right.
Did you know Frank before just the last 2 weeks?
Yeah, I kind of know him. We had a little relationship at McNeese. Plus, he used to coach at my high school a couple years back. So we always had that like family connection. He just stopped by at the school sometimes. So, yeah, we're very familiar with each other.
Got it. So when he was hired, how big of a deal was that for you to have that presence, that sort of New Orleans high school presence on staff?
That definitely still the deal. Knowing I have somebody from New Orleans, I have somebody to look over my back, have that connection in the coaching staff, that somebody that can relate to you, that was kind of like a seal the deal moment when he hired him.
Taiji Hill is our guest. His Twitter handle is @TyGeezus. I love that, by the way. TYGEEZUS. Follow him on Twitter and on Instagram. Hey, look, so you're obviously a defensive lineman, and Ed Ogeron was a defensive line coach by trade.
Right.
What was your reaction, man? Like, the guy who recruited you was the head coach. He gets fired. I mean, what was that like for you mid-season when that happened?
It definitely had some uncertainty, not knowing who's going to be the head coach, not knowing if the new head coach is going to bring in different recruits. He have a different vision, and I'm not a part of that. So it was a lot of questions before he came. So just when he came and he let me know everything was okay, and I know for sure LSU is going to get the top of the line defensive coordinator, top of the line coaches. So I know it wasn't going to be a drop off. It was going to be a different face in that position. So that kind of like made me, when Coach Kelly came, it kind of like calmed me down and reassured me that.
So, and you got to meet Brian Kelly, right? He came to your school the week before signing day, right?
No, Coach Frank Wilson did.
Okay, so Frank came, and you came in though the weekend before signing day, right? You were on campus.
No, sir. I didn't take that visit.
So you never took an official to LSU?
No, we sometime in January I should be playing. Yeah.
Okay. So then, what was your impression of Brian Kelly? You've never actually met him, then, have you?
No, I never met him.
Okay. So what's your
talk?
No, go ahead. Yeah. So you spoke to him on the phone. What was your impression talking to him?
Straightforward guy. I'll say he's going to rebuild LSU. The energy just on the phone and how he have a vision, he have a plan. And when he talk, he mean everything he say. And I'm just excited for these years to come.
Taiji Hill is our guest, LSU defensive line signee. I love the tweet as well when he tweeted his graphic, said national championship on the way. That's the expectation people have here, man. Let me ask also, so you mentioned they'll get the best DC. Does it matter to you who that person is and what type of defense they run?
No, the type of defense they run, who they get, wouldn't matter. I think I'm a very versatile player, could fit in any scheme. So the scheme part won't matter. Just who is it? That's just the question. Like, you just want to see, you just want to know who's going to be in that spot.
So how hard is it then to sign when you don't know the answer to that question?
Fate. Trusting God. Just having that gut feeling. Before signing day, I couldn't think about nobody else but LSU. So that was like a no-brainer just to continue. That's why I've been committed so long.
Yeah. Committed last spring and now officially a member of LSU's class. Couple more minutes with Taiji Hill. If I asked you to give me the scouting report on yourself, like if another coach watches your film and they're like, all right, break it down about this guy, what do you say? What is the scouting report on Taiji Hill?
Great leverage, plays with great hand activity, very versatile, can play in any front, can play defensive tackle, defensive end. Just a hustler on the field. Don't stop till the whistle's blown. Just a great player.
Does it? Your position coach, Andre Carter. By the way, how close of a relationship do you have there?
Coach Andre Carter?
Yeah,
we're tight. That's one of the people on the coaching staff right now that I'm real close with, besides Coach Frank Wilson.
Yeah, and so his future's still a little bit up in the air. So, what's that like for you there, not knowing his future on this staff?
Right now for our relationship, just being transparent. He letting me know it's still a business. That anything could happen. If he stays, it's gonna be great. But just transparency for us right now. I'm just waiting for, I think January will answer a lot of my questions. Mm-hmm. After they play in the bowl game, I think it's going to be a real eye-opener. So I think January will be the month where everything gets put into place.
Certainly as they move toward getting the rest of the staff done and finishing off this class in February. Are you going to be here in January, or are you going to be here in the summer?
I'm going to be here in the summer.
Okay. So what's the rest of the spring like for you then, getting ready to show up in the summer?
Just training. I kind of took some time off just to reflect on my high school career and just clear my mind before I move on to the next stage of my life. So just right now, I'm going to say after Christmas, after New Year's, I'm going to get back to working out and getting back into that mode. But right now, just taking that family time. With football, I'll be away a lot. So just taking in everything before I have to go away again.
One of your teammates, Aaron Anderson, flipped to Bama, man. Y'all got a little rivalry now?
Yeah, of course. I told him when we play Bama next season, we go beat them. We go by 2 scores.
You're calling your shot in a big way, man. Hey, look, everybody here ain't going to back away from that expectation, man. That's awesome. Taiji Hill, y'all follow him again on Twitter at TyGesus. His Instagram is TyGesus _TYGEEZUS. Y'all give him a follow, give him a shout out, as we'll be in Baton Rouge here this summer. Amy, one more thing before you go. Let me get a thought from you on this signing class. It's not complete yet, right? I mean, they still got more guys that they're going to add in February, but what's your thought on this class as a whole as it stands right now?
I wouldn't say it's a class. This is more like a family with us. We're real tight. This signing class, real tight. We got some guys in this class. I don't think we finished. I think we're going to pull in some more, and it's going to be great. This LSU haven't seen a class like this in a long time. We go come in and we go actually contribute. I don't see too many red shirts in this class. I see productive players.
How much does it mean to you to win in Louisiana?
That means everything. That's part of the reason I went there, just to represent Louisiana the right way. From a native that's grown up here all my life, just to put Louisiana LSU program on a right stage, that national championship pedigree.
He is Taiji Hill, LSU defensive lineman. Taiji Hill being in Baton Rouge this summer. Sir. Man, we're looking forward to having you in Baton Rouge, getting to meet you face to face. Thanks so much for taking a couple of minutes to join us on the show. We'll be in touch. All right.
Yes, sir. Appreciate your time.
That's our pleasure. All the best. Good stuff there from Taiji Hill. We appreciate him. It's After Further Review. We are heading into a holiday. Taylor Calandro, Bourbon Dictionary, that's coming up. Also, John Brady will talk some hoops with us 20 minutes from right now. Don't you move. It's AFR.
AFR.
Brought to you by Insurance Network of Louisiana. Y'all know if you were listening yesterday, got in a little bit of a wreck on the bridge. Guy hit me from behind. This honestly did happen. So, of course, the officer shows up, and I'm looking for, I have my registration. I cannot find my proof of insurance. Can't find my insurance card. So I called Adam over at Insurance Network of Louisiana. Actually, I texted him. I said, hey, man, just got in a wreck. Can't find my insurance card. Can you please send me mine? Boom. Within a minute, it was in my email inbox. That's the kind of service. Not only do they find you better coverage for less money, but they are your insurance agent. Like Adam and Jay and those guys were like, there's my agent. So whenever I need something, that's who I call. Same for you as well. Great local people who are looking out for their clients. Better coverage for less money and great local service as well. 293-0450, 293-0450, or lainsurance.net.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Yo, Jake here for Patient Plus Urgent Care Clinic, reminding you they now have 8 convenient locations across the Baton Rouge area, open from 9 a.m. until 9 p.m. And if you're looking for that COVID test for holiday travel, or you have a holiday event coming up, they're the place for you, as well as a flu shot. It's starting to creep up here during flu season, so if you need that shot, make sure you get that. They now have some available through December. You can find more information on their website, patientplusuc.com. That's Patient Plus Urgent Care Clinic. Get in and get better.
Bayou Ford has 0% for 60 months on new Ford F-150s. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million-mile powertrain warranty. And now 0% for 60 months on Ford F-150s. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Our topic today is about savings. What is savings?
Hancock Whitney isn't just a bank for our clients. We're investing in our hometowns, making life better for everyone. So keep dreaming. We've got your back.
To the heroes who are working tirelessly to care for our communities, we thank you. We will never forget the countless hours you dedicated on the front lines, choosing to risk your own health to fight for our friends, neighbors, and family members.
I mean, you guys are out on the front lines, fighting it.
We are grateful for your heroic acts and unwavering spirit. Together, we are overcoming this adversity and make our state healthier and more vibrant again. Ochsner Health.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli? I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you're born to do.
Up on the housetop, reindeer paws, out jumps good old Santa Claus.
After Further Review with Matt Moscona, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Presented by Plucker's Wing Bar. Open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all-you-can-eat wings. Plucker's Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
They're the gang with the slang. This is Bourbon Dictionary with Matt Moscona and Taylor Calandro.
All right, wrapping up hour number 1. Christmas just a few days away. Safe to say people are going to need booze to get through the holidays, right?
Are you talking to me?
Well, I'm looking right at you, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not used to sitting next to you.
I know, that's true.
I'm used to ignoring you on the phone.
Well, now you are sitting right next to me, and now you can answer my question.
I need booze to get to Christmas, not to get through Christmas. I need booze to get to Christmas.
Is it really that hectic at the store right now?
Man, it is wild. Like every day, this week, it's cool that Christmas is on a Saturday, but like you can just see it every day getting crazier and crazier.
I really wish Christmas was on a Friday.
That would be ideal.
I would love to have Thursday, Christmas Eve, Friday,
Right.
Christmas Day, and then the weekend.
I think next year is it Friday. I don't know if it goes forward or backwards.
Yeah, I don't know that either. I thought it went forwards.
I don't know.
I don't really remember. Last year there was football on Christmas Day. Remember the Saints played the Vikings.
Yeah.
On Christmas Day, and that's when
I think there's football this year.
I'm going to go ahead and take your word for it and say, yeah, that's a thing. That's probably a thing that's going to happen. You know, the other thing that's going to happen is people are going to booze. Taylor Calandro, by the way, Wine and Spirits Director over at Calandro's, 2 locations in Baton Rouge. I always ask you what's new, and you brought something new here. It's good to have you in studio for a change.
Yeah.
So what is new there? What you got?
So this is a Maker's Private Select. It's not a barrel pick. Maker's does not do single barrels. Technically this is a single barrel, but they have a different process than just about every single distillery we work with. Usually we just pick a barrel and they bottle it, they send it to us. This is totally different. They do stave selections. So they have 5 different staves to choose from. You can do a mix and match however you want between 10 of those.
Mm-hmm.
You get 10 staves. You can do all, I think, 46.
There's like vanilla, there's coffee.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, and it spells it out on the bottle for you. And every combination yields a different drink. So basically, cask strength Maker's Mark goes into the barrel. 6 year, I think it's 6-year-old cask strength. They take it out of the original barrel, put it back into a barrel with the stave selection that you have for another 9 weeks. And this is what we've done with this one. This was actually a collaboration with Jackie, the liquor manager over at Harvest Supermarket. This is a collaboration.
Harvest is on 74 right there, like Dutchtown?
Yeah, out there in Prairieville.
By the high school, yeah.
So, yeah, this is one we did with them. We just got it today, actually. It's available at our government location, our Perkins location, and at Harvest Supermarket out in Prairieville.
Do you care if people go to Perkins or government?
I do not.
Okay, because I went into the government location a couple days ago, and we're right down the street. I went to go get lunch. I just went into the deli back there and got lunch, and I looked at the selection, and there's some gems in there that might be a little harder to find at Perkins.
And so Matt's talking about this to all of his radio platform.
Yeah,
it's a nice little honey hole.
It really is. I mean, I've gone into government many times, but I mean, there was a barrel dovetail on the shelf, and I'm like, oh, well, looky here, right there.
Well, the next time you go in there's not going to be anything on the shelf.
You're right. Everyone's going to go, well, but here's hoping that, anyway, just as an FYI, if you're looking, that's a spot where you might see some stuff that you don't see other places right now.
Things move slower on this side of town, it seems like.
Why is that?
I don't know. But it seems like they do, it does move slower at our Government Street location. So you can get stuff that you can't find some places at our Government Street location. It is a little honey hole that Matt's spilling the beans on.
That is, I just sampled your Maker's Select there. That is magnificent drinkability.
Yeah, Maker's is a wheated bourbon. This, I can't remember what the stave selection were. So this is 4 seared French cuvee, 4 Maker's Mark 46, which in a Maker's Mark 46, you get 10 Maker's 46 staves. And then a roasted French Mendiant stave.
What is that?
I don't know.
Awesome.
I came here with a lot of information.
No, it's all good. All right, let's answer some questions, man. If you got questions for Taylor, get him in. You know how to do that.
It is very good, though.
I would tell you that's the thing that stands out most before I even get to any of the flavor profile. It is the drinkability. Very soft on the palate, which typically happens with wheat, and then you don't get a ton of burn, but you get a full finish. I don't like a real hot whiskey.
Yeah.
So, but you do get a really nice full-bodied finish.
Well,
Which is very cool.
and the cool thing about these makers picks, they're all cask strength. They're cask strength whiskey. That's why I like the makers stave selection picks.
All right. Thomas said, best bottle of bourbon for around $60 to $80 to give as a gift to a semi-experienced drinker.
I talk about it all the time on the show. The Four Roses Small Batch Select is one of my favorite pours currently on the shelf. We have some in stock right now. It's $60.
It's $60. I was going to ask the price of that because this Four Roses Small Batch Select is fantastic. That's a bit
38-ish, $40.
Okay, well, why did you say 60?
I'm talking about the Small Batch Select. Small batch is different than the small batch select.
No, I'm talking about the small batch select, the darker label.
Mm-hmm.
That's out now. It's fantastic, by the way. I didn't realize it was 60.
It's $60, yeah. And this Maker's Mark is $74.99 too, so that's on the upper end of what you're looking for.
Greg told us, by the way, that Christmas is on a Sunday next year.
Oh, damn.
That's the worst.
Yeah.
I get no days off.
Me either. I hardly get any days off around the holidays anyway, so it doesn't matter.
All right, ask Taylor, what rye do you recommend for a Sazerac, and what absinthe do you recommend for the rinse? Also, does he have a preferred Sazerac recipe?
God, this is the easiest softball question I've ever got in my life. It's sitting on the table right here.
Sazerac rye in a Sazerac, go figure. And by the way, absinthe is not the rinse, it's herb saint. And there is an official Sazerac cocktail recipe. So it's not what's your favorite recipe. The Sazerac, I've learned this, the Sazerac isn't like an old-fashioned where everybody has their own spin on it. The Sazerac recipe is the Sazerac recipe, and it's the official cocktail of Louisiana. Did you know that?
Yes. And I think somewhat traditionally people do use absinthe, but you can get herb saint. It is made by Sazerac. It's $20. That's what I would suggest.
Matt Johnson just said Old Elk Weeded.
Did you say Max Johnson?
Matt Johnson.
Oh, okay. I was about to say. That answered your question, Max.
The text is Old Elk Weeded.
It's phenomenal. I wish we had some.
You don't have any?
No, but it's great. We're actually about to choose a weeded bourbon pretty soon, so it should be coming down next couple months.
So. It really is one of my favorites. Okay, if you want to get your questions in, you can. You can email Matt at 1045ESPN.com. You can tweet at Matt Moscona.
Hey, Twitter world.
Thank you, Juice. You could jump in the Bayou Ford YouTube chat. You could text in the 225 at 396-4400. 396-4400. I screwed up and I lost the Twitter question that I was going to next. So tell me while I find this, what else y'all have going on right now? Anything new?
Man, it's just it's holiday time. We're just trying to get people in and out of the store. There's nothing really new. We should have a Four Roses pick coming soon. We can't keep any whiskey on the shelf currently. We have tons of holes. It's not by our doing. It's by y'all buying all the stuff and not getting anything in the store. The supply chain issue is very real, and the packaging issue is very real, and it's very reflective of our shelves. So be patient with us.
This was another one. Here it is. I found a T Sports on Twitter said, need a bourbon recommendation for a Christmas gift. That's happening a lot, obviously.
Yeah.
He said preferably 2 so I can find it. $50 to $75 a bottle. So you just gave Four Roses Small Batch Select. Give a few others for people who may not find that or just a different flavor profile.
I mean, we talk about chicken cock a lot. Chicken cock is an excellent pour. I'm going to bring it up while I'm in studio so I don't get trapped. Chicken cock is a very good pour. It's $50.
Chicken cock has become pretty popular.
Chicken cock's become very popular. I got censored last time I was talking about this, and I walk right into it every time.
Are people buying chicken cock because of the show, do you think? Because we talk about chicken cock?
Honestly, yeah, probably. But I think it's really a decent pour too. I mean, but
I've not had chicken cock yet.
We do talk about chicken cock quite a lot, probably too much.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about it before I brought it up, but it's a good $50 bottle.
How many times a day or a week do people come in and say, "Are you the guy from the radio?"
It happens now. It happens once or twice a day. Are you Taylor? Are you Taylor Calandro from the radio?
No, the other Taylor.
No, and I just go, no, I'm Taylor Calandro, but I'm not on the radio.
Wine and Spirits Director over at Calandro's. He is Taylor Calandro. Thanks for coming in, man.
All right, man. Thanks.
All right,
Merry Christmas.
John Brady is next.
AFR.
Merry Christmas. We're brought to you by the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana. Bluebonnet in Baton Rouge, Ambassador Caffrey in Lafayette, and online at theantiagingclinics.com, theantiagingclinics.com. You know that the new year is almost here. And for most people, the number one New Year's resolution is to lose weight, to get in shape, whatever the case may be. The aesthetic medicine and anti-aging clinics of Louisiana can help. Hormone replacement therapy, maybe if you don't have the motivation to get in the gym, or if you get in the gym and you just find it hard to build muscle or to lose that stubborn fat, hormone replacement therapy could help. There's also procedures like VeloShape and UltraShape that are non-invasive with literally no downtime that could help you attack those trouble spots. Maybe you're interested in the ideal protein diet. There's so many great options at the aesthetic medicine and anti-aging clinics of Louisiana to help you look and feel like your younger self. Bourbon in Baton Rouge, Ambassador Caffrey in Lafayette, and online at theantiagingclinics.com.
Vizzy, the first hard seltzer with antioxidant vitamin C. It just hits different. Vizzy. Step up your seltzer game.
Corval Toyota is ending the year with our annual Toyotathon event. Come on down to Happy Town to pre-order your new Toyota today. We also have a large number of pre-owned vehicles on location. Come celebrate Toyotathon with us at Corval Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
Our topic today is about savings. What is savings?
Hancock Whitney isn't just a bank for our clients. We're investing in our hometowns, making life better for everyone. So keep dreaming. We've got your back.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Auctioner.
Tonight, we invite you to celebrate life, wherever and whenever you can, understanding that time is never on our side. Instead, gather up your friends tonight and share a few stories and laughs over a good bottle of wine. Or maybe a family meal that gives everyone a chance to reconnect and remember what's really important, whether it's for a birthday, an anniversary, or simply to remind someone special that they are loved. Ruffino's, where Louisiana comes to celebrate life.
Front to Back Boat Service has been family owned and operated for 30 years. And the Sherman family is NMEA certified. That's the National Marine Electronics Association at Front to Back. They are committed to improving the safety and technology of marine electronics through installer training, interface standards. And look, the fall and the winter, it's the perfect time to do that yearly maintenance you've been putting off. Get those parts you've been wanting. So schedule your appointment today at Front to Back, North Airway off of Airline Highway.
Yo, Jake here from Patient Plus Urgent Care Clinic. The place is going to be convenient for you during that inconvenient time, and it's even more convenient now. Now you have 8 convenient locations, with the Bruley location just opening up. So go check them out online, patientplusuc.com, because remember, they are your place for your sniffles, for your colds, for your stitches, for your COVID test. They have all that available over at Patient Plus. For more information, visit them at patientplusuc.com. Get in and get better.
This is Sportscenter.
I'm Doug Brown. 2 more NBA games postponed thanks to COVID-19 issues, bringing the total to 9. Raptors Bulls tonight and Nets Trailblazers tomorrow night. 4 NFL head coaches have now tested positive, 2 of them today. Robert Saleh of the Jets and the Eagles' Nick Sirianni. After a 2-5 start, the Eagles have gone 5-2 since. ESPN's Sal Palantonio.
I think what Sirianni learned from Frank Reich in Indy and what he learned in San Diego now with the LA Chargers, I mean, it's been tremendous. It really has. This offensive line and the way that they scheme up zone read and RPO has been really powerful.
Sal Pal on Barton Hahn. Broncos quarterback Teddy Bridgewater is out for Sunday's game against the Raiders with a concussion. Drew Lock gets the start. The left side of the Titans' offensive line will be out tomorrow night against the 49ers. Taylor Lewan with a back injury, Roger Saffold with an illness. And the Buccaneers signed running back Le'Veon Bell with Leonard Fournette likely going on injured reserve.
Sign up with DraftKings, the official daily fantasy partner of the NFL, and use code CJR to get a free shot at millions of dollars in prizes up for grabs this week with your first deposit. Minimum $5 deposit required. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com for details.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios.
Hour 2, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR, presented by Pluckers. I'm Matt.
I appreciate it, bud. Have a good one.
Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
Muso. And Mr. Toby Tomplay. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Make it a good one. Basketball Tigers looking to polish off a perfect 12-0 pre-conference schedule. They play Lipscomb tonight, 7 p.m. at the Maravich Center. Chris Blair, John Brady will be on the call on our sister station, Eagle 98.1, and the LSU Sports Radio Network. And John Brady's good enough to join us for a couple of minutes. Coach, early Merry Christmas. Thanks as always for the time. How are you?
I'm doing well, man. Same to you.
We appreciate it very much. If I told you 6 weeks ago that LSU was going to be looking to go 12-0 into conference play, you would have thought what?
I'd say that would be a stretch for anybody to go 12-0. This day and age in college basketball is a pretty significant accomplishment, and I would say it would probably be a stretch because I would assume they would stump their toe once, maybe twice, and you know, Penn State was a game that LSU was able to win and could have lost it there at the end. And you know, getting down 15 at Georgia Tech is another opportunity for them to not win a game, but they found a way to win both those. And really, some of the wins that LSU has had have really been impressive in terms of the separation of the scores, where you look around the SEC, you know, some teams aren't beating teams you'd think they would beat by a certain number, and then you know, last night a couple of SEC teams get upset. So I think LSU is playing the most consistent basketball in the Southeastern Conference right now, and they get by this game tonight, which I think they will. That showdown in Auburn is going to be something special.
No doubt. We'll get to that in time. LSU is a 27.5-point favorite in this game over Lipscomb tonight. But the last team to start 10-0, as we all were reminded a couple of games ago, was your Sweet 16 team back in 2000. Do you see any similarities with that team and this team?
Yeah, I think the common thread they do have, if I had to pick one, is they're long, they're athletic, and they defend and rebound. And you know, LSU's got a +7 or 8 in rebounding, and the field goal stat is holding people to 33 or 34% from the floor. And you know, you're defending without fouling and not putting them on the free throw line to get some easy baskets. So I think that's the common thread between those teams, and plus. The camaraderie, the chemistry, all of those things that you know, you can be a novice fan and sit in the stands and watch this LSU team play, and they got something flowing through it that's kind of special and inspiring to watch. So I think those are the things, the common thread that the 2000 team and this particular LSU team has.
Well, you mentioned the length, obviously, and the length and the defense have been just mightily impressive so far. Earlier this week, we talked to Dane Bradshaw from the SEC Network, and he was not skeptical, but still needing to see more defensively against better teams. I look at it, and I'll grant you I'm looking through purple and gold glasses, and I watch every minute of every game, and I go, I mean, that Hunt Palmer throughout this I'll give it to you, Coach. I don't know if you know, but LSU has held every opponent but one to their lowest point total output of the season. Like, what more do you really need to see defensively?
Well, I don't, Dane Bradshaw, his frame of reference is what? That's how I refer to him. I just, the numbers that LSU is putting up defensively, and they talk about this net thing, they use it to justify other teams' ranking. But when it comes to LSU, I read where somebody says they manipulated the net. So I said, well, therefore, it's not an accurate measurement of anything. So you can't use it for some teams and not use it for LSU. So the numbers LSU has put up defensively in terms of separation of rebounding, the field goal stat, the free throws that they've not allowed teams to shoot, the steals that they have a game, all of those things, and holding people to 60 points or less, all of those numbers are incredible regardless of who you play. So I don't know what Dane Bradshaw or some of these other guys are looking at. I think defense travels, and I think consistent good defending and rebounding will travel and go on the road. And the big test will be, at Auburn, if they can do it on the road against probably, I don't know who the second best team is in the league right now besides LSU. It may be Auburn, it may be Tennessee, I don't know, but it's certainly going to be a test for LSU and also a great college basketball game, the 29th.
Coach, if you would, let's take measure of the SEC right now. I mean, I get it that it's early and you haven't been able to be locked into every minute of every team's game, but there's a lot of expectation with the league this year.
Right.
And you've also had some really disappointing non-conference losses in the league this year.
Exactly.
So
you're right.
What do you make of the conference right here on the precipice of starting conference play?
I think the league probably got more hype than it deserved based on the scores and the upsets and the surprising losses that you just alluded to that the SEC has had. That's why LSU is the only team in the SEC that has been consistent in beating people by a good number that they're supposed to beat. The really good teams I had, we did that, and you get a sense for your team. And we're pretty good because we're not beating. All due respect to other teams, these mid-level teams by 10 or 12, you beat them 25 and 30, and I think that's what separates LSU from the rest of the SEC. I mean, I love Johnny Jones, but he was 0-7 when he strolled into Florida and won by 15. Now, I had a couple of bad teams at LSU, particularly my first year or two. We won the SWAC one year at 4-0. We just didn't lose. We didn't lose to a SWAC team, and particularly at home. And the other night, Hofstra goes into Arkansas and wins. Come on, now you got to be. You got Samford rolling into Ole Miss and winning the game. Alabama gets beat at home. I mean, those are some surprising losses to me in a league that's supposed to be one of the top two in the country. I don't know if I see it, but I do see LSU as a quality team and right now playing as good as anybody in college basketball.
John Brady is our guest. Hey, man, I remember a Sanford team rolling into the Maravich Center getting a win. It's been a hot minute, but my old guy Pixley Calandro did work that night, if I remember correctly. It's been a hot minute, but
Jonathan Pixley, he still says he got me the job.
I heard him tell that story about a month ago. So you're right. He is still telling that story as of today. John Brady's with us for a couple of more minutes. All right, so you go into a game like this. You're 11-0. You're ranked 17th. You're a 27.5-point favorite. Realistically, if you're Will Wade, what are you telling your guys going into this ball game tonight?
You're trying to harp on anything you can find. This is a bad term, to pick a fight with them and get them on edge. I mean, anything you can find. Just he wants to get by this game. I know he wants to play well, but this is a game you just got to get by. And it will be a shocking if LSU happens not to win the game. Lipscomb would have to do something just spectacular and LSU not play at all to win the game. So I think it's a game that Will has just been on his team about the little things, about really starting the game right. We've gotten down 15, gotten down 13, and LSU's been able to come back and win. I think he'd like to start this game a little bit better and maybe put it to rest, somewhere around halftime or at least with 10 minutes to go. Sit there and be comfortable for a while and contemplate how we're going to beat Auburn on the 29th.
How do they avoid those slow starts, which happen against Georgia Tech? It happened against Louisiana Tech. What is the magic elixir there?
Well, I think what you do as a coach, and I think Will talked about this particularly at Georgia Tech, is the quality of shot that we're taking the first 6 or 7 minutes of the game. And if the quality of the shot is good and it's coming within the offense and something that you practiced, there's not much you can do about it not going in. Now, I think the other night, Louisiana Tech, that team came out and made 3 or 4 threes off the bat and really played hard. I got a lot of respect for Louisiana Tech and how hard they played the other night. But on the other hand, I got a lot of respect for how hard LSU played as well. It was a really good college basketball game. But I think you grade how you start the game based on the quality of the shot. If the quality of the shot is not good, then you have to talk to them about running better offense, getting the ball reversed, driving it first, scoring inside first, and shoot the three later on. But I think the quality of the shot gauge is the ticket for Will and how he looks at starting the game. And I think to the better shots you take, the better chance it has going in. So if you want to start the game good, start the game at the rim and then move out as it moves along.
You know, we've gotten spoiled. You're not supposed to win every time you play in college basketball.
No.
It doesn't really happen that way, but it has for this team so far. And boy, it's been fun to watch. One more game to go before the start of conference play. LSU Lipscomb tonight, 7 o'clock, Maravich Center. Chris Blair, John Brady on the call on the LSU Sports Radio Network. Of course, which you'll hear on our sister station, Eagle 98.1. It's always fun to catch up. Merry Christmas to you and yours. We'll do it again soon, okay?
You too, my friend. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Coach. That is John Brady. A lot of fun. It's so fun when you talk to Coach because he's like, people like me so much more that I'm not coaching anymore. But he's always got a great sense of humor. It's a great mind for the game. I mean, when you coach as long, that's a stupid thing to say, of course. I mean, when you coach as long as he did at as high a level as he did, but just he does a really good job of conveying that to the audience. So listen to the guys tonight on the call for LSU and Lipscomb. All right, after further review, COVID has hit the New Orleans Saints again. We'll update you there. And an honor for Cam Jordan. We'll talk about it when we return. It's AFR.
AFR.
Hump Day shows brought to you by Pluckers, Nicholson, and Bluebonnet. Dine in, carry out, delivery, Uber Eats, DoorDash. Remember, every Wednesday, you got trivia at 8 o'clock. So you can get on by Pluckers. You can play trivia, get a team together, as many players on your team as you want. Win Pluckers gift cards, watch sports on TV. As we mentioned, LSU is playing Lipscomb tonight at 7. So it's a great opportunity to get by the Pluckers location right there in Nicholson. Remember, if you want to grab a bite before the game, go eat at Pluckers. Go to the Maravich Center. You want to eat late and great after the game? Cool. Game ends around 9:15. Get out of the Maravich Center. Just go right to Pluckers. Nicholson, just south. It's a mile south of the Maravich Center on Nicholson. Or, of course, Bluebonnet right in front of the Mall of Louisiana. Dine in, carry out, delivery via Uber Eats, DoorDash, award-winning jumbo chicken wings, ice-cold draft beer, full-service bar, sports on TV. It's Pluckers, where if you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who do.
Melikilikimaka is a thing to say on a bright Hawaiian Christmas day. That's the island greeting.
After further review with Matt Moscona, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Presented by Plucker's Wing Bar. Open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all-you-can-eat wings. Plucker's Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
Well, Muse, we didn't watch Christmas Vacation last night. We watched, I don't even know what it was called.
I watched Christmas Vacation last night, actually. But
Erica has me watching a Christmas movie every night. I think it was a Lifetime Christmas movie.
No, that's not a real Christmas movie. That doesn't count.
I know. I agree, by the way.
That does not count.
But it was, there it is. There it is. I agree with you. But I don't think Erica knew that until the opening credits came on. And she saw, and like, I was like, it said like Lifetime presentation. I was like, what? And it was so obvious. Like, there were breaks where it was like, as I was like, this is where they would normally go to a commercial break. It was called Dear Christmas with Melissa Joan Hart, where she's like a podcaster. And her show is like Dear Christmas or Dear Thanksgiving or Dear Halloween or whatever. It's always like about love around the holidays, whatever. But she hasn't found love. Right, but then she finds love when she goes to her hometown for Christmas.
Lord.
And it's
reconnects with her high school sweetheart.
Well, no, they weren't sweethearts.
Really?
No. But
shocking.
You come to find out late in the movie that they were in school together for 1 year in the 8th grade, and that she actually did journal about him.
There it is. It always. I mean, come on.
It doesn't it always?
Every time.
And his name is Chris Massey. Christmassy.
Oh, see, and I like puns, but that's just terrible.
Yes, it was bad, really bad.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
Yeah,
I think you should pick the movie next time.
Christmas Vacation,
of course,
tonight. That's the answer. Help me, just a couple more days till Christmas. I get to stop with all this nonsense. All right, it's after further review. Thank you for being here. Couple more days, the Saints are going to play against Miami on Monday Night Football, and the COVIDs have hit the Saints even further now. We're still waiting on an update on Sean Payton when he might return, but Saints are now going to have one healthy tight end. Adam Troutman has now gone onto the COVID list. And so, as Amy just points out on Twitter, with Adam Troutman on the COVID list, that leaves one active tight end on the roster for the Saints, that being Nick Vannett. That's all. Juwan Johnson's on the COVID list. Garrett Griffin is on IR. The only other tight end in the building is Ethan Wolf, who is on the practice squad. Of course, if you remember Ethan Wolf from his days at Tennessee. Here's what Dennis Allen said on earlier Wednesday with Juwan Johnson being on COVID before we knew about Troutman.
Well, look, I mean, that's the environment that we're in right now. So, yeah, certainly there's always that level of concern. We've got to do the best we can within the building to try to minimize, any of that. And then we've got to be able to adjust. And that's part of, it's kind of like injuries. You have to be able to adjust when things happen. So we'll do a good job of adjusting to whatever happens this week.
Well, they'll have to adjust. We'll wait on those official designations from the New Orleans Saints to see what, if any, roster moves they might make to fortify that tight end position other than just having Nick Vannett available. But, boy, they are up against it right now. The Saints are for a lot of different reasons as they try to figure out what to do at the tight end position, and still waiting to hear what's going to happen with Sean Payton. By the way, Dennis Allen was asked, this from you, it was number 4. He was asked for an update on Sean Payton, how close he might be to returning.
Quite honestly, I couldn't tell you exactly what that protocol is. I know that our trainers are on top of it, and I'm kind of letting them handle it. And look, the good news is that Sean's doing better, and hopefully he'll be back here soon.
Saints and Dolphins, Monday Night Football. See if Peyton's back for that game. If not, Dennis Allen will be on the sideline Monday night. But the 10-day period should lapse, provided Peyton provides 2 negative tests by that point. Thanks for being here with us. Love telling you about the Williamson Eye Center. Great honor for Cam Jordan I want to get to in a second. 924-2020 for the Williamson Eye Center, 924-2020 or WilliamsonEYE.com. Love telling you about the Williamson Eye Center because they've literally changed my life. When you can see, it literally changes your life if you've been in that situation before where maybe you can't see the crawl on TV. You have trouble seeing street signs when you're driving. Just normal everyday things like when you get up to go to the restroom in the middle of the night or something like that, and you have to put on glasses, or you just fumble your way through the dark like I did for 3 decades of my life until now. Because LASIK changed my life. I'm seeing better than 20/20, and it is so liberating to be able to see. Give yourself that gift, and the Williamson Eye Center can help. 924-2020, 924-2020. Whatever your fear reservation may be, you need to get over it. You just need to take that first step of calling to go for that consultation and transform your life. Give yourself the gift of sight. 924-2020, 924-2020, or WilliamsonEYE.com. What a game for Cam Jordan on Sunday Night Football against Tampa. He was incredible. For his efforts against the Bucs, where he sacked Tom Brady twice, hit him 3 times, forced a fumble, which, of course, was recovered by Marshawn Lattimore when Tampa was driving. That performance has earned Cam Jordan the NFC Defensive Player of the Week recognition. It's the first time he has earned the recognition this year, and the first time he's earned that recognition since 2019. Of course, Cam Jordan missed the game the week prior and came back with a vengeance. He missed the game against the Jets while he was in the COVID protocol, the first game of his entire career that he's missed. And boy, did Cam Jordan make good use of the time off, coming back and earning NFC Defensive Player of the Week honors for the first time in 2 years. I'm kind of wondering if the week off sparked sort of a resurgence in Cam Jordan, or if that performance on Sunday Night Football was just a one-off that we may see glimpses of from time to time here for Cam Jordan in the rest of his career. But is the norm going to be what he's been really for much of the last 2 years? It maybe, if you want the comp, it's kind of like Tiger Woods, where Tiger Woods was so dominant for so long. He goes and wins the Masters in 2019. Since then, we thought, man, is Tiger back? Is this going to be a resurgence, him rounding back into form? And I understand he had the car wreck and how that's altered everything. But even before the wreck, he had 2 top 10 finishes after that win at the Masters in 2019. It wasn't so much a statement of Tiger being back. It was a day where, for a day anyway, he reclaimed what made him the most dominant player in that sport that any of us in our lifetimes have ever seen. Cam Jordan obviously isn't Tiger Woods. I'm not trying to say that, but just as an illustration of sometimes guys do, for a moment anyway, recapture what made them so great. Look, from 2017 to 2019, I could have argued Cam Jordan was the best defensive end in football. In those 3 seasons, he had double-digit sacks each of those 3 years, 13, 12, 15 and a half. He was dominant. It earned him in 2019 a new 3-year deal. Well, no, forgive me, he was in the midst of that contract. Right now, this season, he's entering the 5th year of a 6-year deal when they entered this year, and they restructured because they needed salary cap help, but effectively gave Cam Jordan 3 more years after this one. But when you look at, after that 15.5 sack season in 2019, last year that number dropped to 7.5, and right now he's at 6 sacks this year with 3 games to play. But keep in mind, before the Tampa game, he was at 4. So we looked and we're like, man, is it just over for Cam Jordan? He was clearly overshadowed by Trey Hendrickson, and a lot of us looked and said, well, yeah, that makes sense, though. Teams were paying so much attention to Cam after the back-to-back-to-back amazing seasons, and that freed up Hendrickson. Well, Hendrickson goes to Cincinnati. He's second in the NFL in sacks right now, and Cam Jordan still doesn't have that production, even though there isn't the guy opposite him. So I'm curious if that week off might have been just a nice opportunity to hit the reset button for Cam Jordan, or if that was just a one-off after the week off. Cam is under contract through the 2024 season. Remember, so they extended him this offseason as a result of having to restructure his deal. So when you look at what Cam Jordan has, on the books for the next 3 years, the Saints don't really have an out for Cam until after the 2022 season. But even then, that number is still high. If you look after 2022, his dead cap number would be $13 million. His cap hit would be $23 million. His dead cap would be $13 million. And they could save as much as $9.8 million with a pre-June 1st release or cutting, which I don't know that we ever get to that point. But realistically, Cam Jordan is going to be on this roster through the 2023 season before he hits free agency again in 2024, provided they get to that point. So I would love to see it, but what we have to see for the Saints to continue to be successful defensively is Cam Jordan to play at this level, and Davenport and Peyton Turner stay healthy and be productive. That, you work in Carl Granderson, who keeps getting better at this point in his career. Now you have a formidable 2 deep at both defensive end spots. But if Cam Jordan doesn't play at this level, and you have the type of cap responsibility you do, where it's $22.8 million next year, $23 million in 2023, and then $10.2 million in 2024, that's a guy that isn't playing at the level requisite to his cap number. So for the Saints' sake, especially when you're paying all the guys you're paying now, you got to hope that what we saw on Sunday night was a reset button for Cam and a resurgence for Cam. And I sure hope it is, because it looks like he's got plenty left in the tank when he plays like that. All right, it's After Further Review. Brought to you by Pluckers. Glad to have you aboard with us here. We will knock out a quick break. When we come back, we'll do overrated, underrated. Muso's still going to have Tigers in the pros. Ross Dellinger, SI, is going to be with us in 30 minutes. If you haven't heard the news yet today, the COVIDs are running amok in college football. Texas A&M, they are out of the Gator Bowl because of COVID protocols. They're looking for an opponent to fill in to take on Wake Forest at this point. There are new rules, guidelines in place for the college football playoff should COVID affect the college football play. If you could have a champion without playing a game in the playoff. But we'll get into all that with Ross Dellinger coming up 30 minutes from right now. Glad to have you aboard with us here. Stick around. AFR.
AFR.
Love telling you about Darren James & Associates, powered by eXp Realty, because I love telling you about our great clients that help their clients and give unbelievable customer service and great experiences. And that's Darren James. There's a reason why when anybody could stick a sign in the yard or list your home on the MLS, There's a reason why Darren James consistently is on the Wall Street Journal's Real Trends list of the top 1% of realtors in America. There's a reason why Darren consistently sells more homes than anyone. It's because Darren James goes above and beyond to give an unbelievable customer service experience, so people like me and you and everyone who has ever dealt with Darren James sing his praises, and you can't help but know about it. 335-7666, 335-7666, or agent225.com. Buying or selling, commercial or residential. If you need to sell your home, call Darren James.
Think real estate, think Darren James.
And our topic today is about savings. What is savings?
Hancock Whitney isn't just a bank for our clients. We're investing in our hometowns, making life better for everyone. So keep dreaming. We've got your back.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Bayou Ford has 0% for 60 months on new Ford F-150s. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million-mile powertrain warranty. And now 0% for 60 months on Ford F-150s. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
During these challenging times, we know your healthcare needs don't stop. Cancer, accidents, injuries, and heart disease are relentless. So we are relentlessly innovating to keep you safe, both virtually and in person, connecting you with providers remotely, advancing clinical spaces, providing rapid and accurate testing, social distancing, and certified cleaning protocols. We are Auctioner, and we will not.
After further review with Matt Moscona, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Presented by Plucker's Wing Bar. Open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all-you-can-eat wings. Plucker's Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
Twin Peaks and Coors Light present the College Bowl Pick'em. Correctly pick the winner of all bowl games listed to win $2,021 cash. See how you stack up against the competition by checking out our leaderboard at 1045ESPN.com. Second place wins a two-night stay at the Beau Rivage. Third place gets $200 in Twin Peaks gift cards. The College Bowl Pick'em presented by Twin Peaks, Coors Light, and 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Did you enter?
I did, of course.
How you doing?
I don't know. I haven't checked. I haven't checked. Let's see. I had San Diego State, so I won that one. I don't think I won the Idaho Potato Bowl.
I had Wyoming.
I think
the only reason I remember is because Terrio and I both had Wyoming. and I mentioned that their uniforms look like poo and pee, and someone who lives in Wyoming tweeted us and was like, hey, both Terrio and Moscona picked Wyoming, and Terrio talked about how he loved the uniforms. I replied, I was like, I see you noticeably omitted my commentary on the Wyoming uniforms.
It was a terrible uniform matchup in that game in general because Wyoming's uniforms are awful, and Kent State had on all yellow. It was just bad. And they played on a blue field. It was
not good.
It was
not aesthetically pleasing.
Not at all.
No, not at all. Not at all. So people can you still participate in the bowl pick'em if we've already started it? You can't pick correctly all the games then if you've already started.
You've picked, so now you see if you picked them correctly and you go check the leaderboard.
Right, but like if you haven't entered yet.
Next year. There's always next year.
Or can you enter and maybe still win like second or third place?
No, you can't enter. It's closed.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure, yeah.
See, this is where you don't do the pretty sure thing. This is where you have to have the answers, Muse, like the Fournette thing or the Bison thing.
It is bison.
It's not bison.
It's the plural. That's the plural.
It's not
of bison.
bison.
It is. Yeah, the plural of bison is bison.
Wait.
Bison.
Bison.
It's singular, right? One bison. But when you have a group, a herd, it's bison.
Bison.
But no, yeah, you can't register anymore because they closed the registration at 1:30 on the 21st. That's what Cade's email said, at least, with the new promo that I just read.
Yeah, you're wrong, bro.
Nah.
You're wrong.
Agree to disagree.
No, that's like saying 2 + 2 is 5. No, 2 + 2 is
that's
4.
right.
And you pronounce the word bison.
Yeah, but then when you have multiple.
Bison.
Oh,
Bison.
He's got a little bit of a Z in his.
Bison. You know, it's not debatable. Hudco Roofing is the greatest roofing company in the history of the world. Look at it, it's my opinion. But Chad LaRose shares that opinion. He sent this very positive review via Google. Great experience with Hudco Roofing. Everyone I dealt with was professional, courteous, very responsive. I requested top quality roof shingles. They delivered in a very timely fashion at a very competitive price. Local Louisiana company who really knows the roofing business. Maybe you could have that experience as well. Hudco Roofing. It's actually kind of... I'm a little sad there's still so many people who post-Ida have not gotten the roof taken care of, be it slow insurance claim or maybe not having a roofing company call you back, whatever the case may be. Let's get this all over with and get on with life. HudcoRoofing.com. HudcoRoofing.com. Commercial or residential. We did the roof at All-Star Lanes in Baton Rouge, the bowling alley, a few weeks back. So HudcoRoofing.com. Do business with someone you know. Go to the website. Plug in your info. We would love to help you out. Get you a new roof and get you back on track and on with your life. HudcoRoofing.com. Do business with someone you know. Hudco Roofing. HudcoRoofing.com. Okay, Musa, let's do a little overrated, underrated as we head into the holiday season.
Overrated or underrated?
I personally think he's criminally underrated.
All right, Matt, it is bowl season, which means when teams win a bowl, normally that coach gets Gatorade dumped on him. Overrated or underrated, the Gatorade shower.
Now, did you see in the Idaho Potato Bowl, they dumped fries, French fries?
I liked it.
And apparently in the Mayo Bowl, they dumped mayonnaise.
Okay, that's gross.
Yeah.
But I kind of want to see that happen too. But that's disgusting.
I'm all for the Gatorade bath. I'll go ahead and say the Gatorade bath is underrated on the Gatorade bath. It's all about something memorable. You create that moment, then you make your coach really sticky. There's all the sugar in the Gatorade. So I like it. Underrated on the Gatorade bath. Underrated.
Okay. Well, what about, I said I like the French fry thing.
Well, can I also say this? Of course I can. It's my show. I'll say what I want to say. I think you have to be selective with when you choose a Gatorade bath. Like, you can't just dump Gatorade on a coach whenever. It has to be a significant moment for your team. So, like, if LSU wins the Idaho Potato Bowl, I don't need to see a Gatorade bath for that.
No.
If LSU wins the Citrus Bowl, don't need to see a Gatorade bath. Okay. LSU wins the Natty, okay. That's about where I draw it. It's almost, I would say it's similar to storming the field. Similar to storming the field. If LSU fans ever storm the field again, it's an embarrassment. LSU storming the field against Ole Miss in 2014, one of the greatest embarrassments of my life as an LSU fan, watching LSU rush the field after beating Ole Miss in 2014.
Georgia 2018.
You'd won 2 national championships since 2003. You'd played for a third. You're playing Ole Miss, who was having a one-off season where they were actually good under Hugh Freeze. You beat them and you stormed the field. Stupid. Shame on everyone associated with that. And Georgia in 2018, too. Shame on all of you associated with that. Keep your ass in the seats. Nobody storms the field at LSU anymore. You're LSU. Stop storming the field.
What about for a monumental upset Gatorade Bath? Not necessarily LSU, but say, I don't know, Texas Tech beats Texas or whatever.
That wouldn't really be monumental.
Okay,
right now.
Texas. Okay, fair. Texas
Vanderbilt beats Alabama. Do whatever you want.
Okay.
Storm the field.
Burn it down.
Rip down the goalposts.
Yes.
Throw them off the stadium. Light a match to the kid. Whatever. I do. Burn couches like in West Virginia. Yes.
There you go, yeah.
Yes.
Overrated or underrated peppermint bark?
Overrated. Hate the texture.
Wow.
People like peppermint, but here's the thing about the peppermint bark. The texture's so bad on it. You can get the peppermint and chocolatey flavor in so many ways now where the texture is actually good. I can't believe anybody would want peppermint bark because the texture is so bad. You can get that same sensation in so many more pleasing ways than peppermint bark. Nobody ever make peppermint bark ever again. Don't do it.
Okay. Overrated or underrated Keanu Reeves?
I read a story about Keanu Reeves. Apparently, just rides the subway in New York, does street art and things like that.
I've heard that.
Yeah, just hasn't really let fame at all go to his head. Just
respect
a
that, man.
normal guy. That's stupid, by the way, because if I was super rich and famous, there's no way I'd be riding the subway. You would never see me in the subway
I
ever
wouldn't do
again.
that.
I'm way too bougie for that. You kidding me? The thing I want in life is convenience. It's I pay someone to cut my grass because I don't want to spend 3 hours cutting my grass on a Saturday. I want convenience in life. I don't need fancy things. I just want convenience.
Counterpoint, the subway is a lot more convenient in a place like New York, though, than trying to get a cab and sit in that traffic.
Hire a driver.
You're still having to sit in the traffic, though. If your convenience.
No.
Yes.
Because if you've never ridden the subway.
I have.
Because you wait on the train, and then you have a 30-minute train ride. I could be sitting in a very comfortable,
30-minute train ride. You're taking it a couple blocks sometime, or not a couple. You could walk that, but you take it 10 blocks. You're going to get there a lot quicker than if you had to hail a cab.
Or you could walk just as quickly as you take a train if you're going 10 blocks. 10 blocks, you're not taking a train 10 blocks in New York. You're going the length of Manhattan, or you're going across boroughs or things like that. That's when you would take the train. No. Give me a climate-controlled, comfortable, spacious vehicle with someone else driving where I can do work or sip champagne or something like that. That's what I would prefer over riding the train in New York where, I don't know. It smells like urine, and you're just never quite sure who you're sitting next to. I'm going to pass on the train, Keanu.
But what about him? Is he overrated or underrated?
Yeah, he's overrated.
Oh, okay. Shane Falco, man, how dare you?
Yeah, the only thing he's ever done that's good is The Matrix.
It's good movies, though.
It is, but
good movies. Overrated or underrated? Eggnog.
I don't even know what that is. Overrated.
You don't know what eggnog?
It sounds disgusting. I can't drink something that sounds so
gross.
gross.
Do you really not know what eggnog is?
I can't drink something that sounds so gross.
Eggnog. It is gross for what it's worth.
Never had it. Overrated. Why is that the drink that is associated with this holiday?
It's a great question. I don't know.
It's overrated. It's the drink associated with Christmas, and I don't know anybody that just loves eggnog. So no thank you. Eggnog. No thanks. I'll pass. Horribly overrated. Never had it. Horribly overrated. Because I would never even try it. Horribly overrated.
It's like egg milk. It's
gross.
It's gross.
Exactly. And that is the thing associated with this holiday.
Yeah. That and putting alcohol in it, which I guess probably makes it better.
Just have the alcohol.
That's what I would do. That's overrated or underrated.
All right, this is After Further Review. We're presented by Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. 288-8138, 288-8138, or ReliefWindows.com. Windows, doors, siding, Relief Windows, ReliefWindows.com. Make your home more energy efficient with energy-efficient replacement windows from Relief Windows. 288-8138. It's not too late to call. 288-8138 or reliefwindows.com. Windows door siding, reliefwindows.com. Okay, when we come back, Muso will have Tigers in the pros. And then on 15 minutes from right now, Deli will be with us. Ross Dellinger joins to talk about all the opt-outs, the COVIDs at A&M, what they're going to do in that Gator Bowl, changes potentially to the college football playoff. All of that and much more. It's coming up with Deli in hour number 3 in about 15 minutes. Don't you move.
AFR.
Brought to you by Pinnacle Exterior Construction. Get to the website. You can see pictures of all the beautiful work that they do. If it's custom pools, outdoor kitchens, fences, decks, bulkheads. I want to point this out. If Santa is bringing your family a dog this Christmas, I have learned over the years that there's really 2 reasons primarily why people build fences out of necessity. Dogs and kids. If Santa's bringing you a dog, you're going to need a fence. So call Pinnacle Exterior Construction. 757-6138. 757-6138 or PECbuilt.com. Yes, custom pools, outdoor kitchens, fences, decks, bulkheads, pergolas. They can do it all. Custom, beautiful. Look at their pictures of their work, the great options that they have. But get on that schedule right now, y'all. 757-6138 or PECbuilt.com.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Starting in 1974, Central Plumbing has served Baton Rouge and surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Through these tough and trying times, we want you to remember that the Payne family is here to continue to support and serve you. As a multi-generational business, there is no job that is too big or too small. Residential, commercial, industrial, hospitality, we're here for anything you need. 24/7, 365. Give us a call, 225-925-8552.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
If you're in an accident, a car accident, a slip and fall where you're injured, you need to call an attorney. The defendant insurance company, it's their goal to close the case as quickly as possible and pay out the least amount of money as possible. That's why it's important to call an attorney and call the law offices of O.C. Brown.
At the law office of O.C. Brown, we're a family-owned firm. We want to be your law firm for a lifetime.
To the heroes who are working tirelessly to care for our communities, we thank you. We will never forget the countless hours you dedicated on the front lines, choosing to risk your own health to fight for our friends, neighbors, and family members.
I mean, you guys are out on the front lines fighting it.
We are grateful for your heroic acts and unwavering spirit. Together, we are overcoming this adversity and make our state healthier and more vibrant again. Ochsner Health.
After further review with Matt Moscona, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Presented by Plucker's Wing Bar. Open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all-you-can-eat wings. Plucker's Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
I think Josh Forshey brings up a good point. The things of Muso where you said you're unsure about certain things. Said Muso would be sure if you were talking about marijuana.
No, I wouldn't, Josh Forshey, because I don't touch the stuff.
Muso! Tigers in the pros.
Tigers in the pros. They still bleed purple and gold. They're just really rich now. Presented by Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry, where Baton Rouge gets engaged.
Al Woods last night for the Seattle Seahawks in defeat. Recorded 2 tackles and 1 quarterback hit. Odell Beckham Jr., who was activated off the COVID list in time to play in this game. That whole mutual respect thing again. Only 1 catch for 7 yards last night for Odell. By far his least productive game, actually, since joining the Los Angeles Rams. Even the first game when he was still learning the playbook, ended up with 3 catches that night.
Ooh.
And 19 yards.
Ha.
I don't know what that is.
Just breathing.
Okay, sure. A couple other injury/COVID updates for you. The Minnesota Vikings activated Danielle Hunter off the COVID list, but Danielle Hunter remains on IR with a pec. He's actually out for the entire season, so he won't be playing. But no more COVIDs for Danielle Hunter. And the Cleveland Browns activated Jacob Phillips today off of the COVID list. The Browns, of course, had a large number, over 20 players on that list. So as they slowly come back, you might see Jacob Phillips actually get a little bit more run at the linebacker spot for the Browns this week as they wait for others to be activated off the COVID list.
That was a lot.
It was. The COVID Browns.
Yeah, that was a lot.
And NBA action last night. That's where we find our guy Naz Reid and the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Oh, we're doing it.
We're doing it. We're going to roll with it.
We're doing it.
I thought it went well last time. Nas, little Nas X. I like it. Good enough. 18 minutes for Nas. 4 of 6 shooting. 3 of 4 from 3. Had the stroke working. 11 points, 3 boards, 2 blocks. The Timberwolves lost 114-102 to the Dallas Mavericks.
There's anything else you want to say about that game?
No. Did I miss something in that one?
Just anything that would
stretch. Nas should have stayed.
Allows us to get to the hook. And shame on you, Muse, for not queuing it up to the hook.
That was the hook.
I need the Old Town Road.
Well, I queued it up right. Here comes.
Muse, do you not know what a hook is?
Yes, it's the chorus, but
not always, by the way.
There you go.
All right, here we go. What I learned today: Muso does not know how to pronounce bison.
I do. Everybody else
does. And
doesn't.
Muso does not know what a hook is.
Yeah, it's that thing at the end of a fishing pole.
No.
Yeah, it is.
Hook in music.
So Nas should have stayed. He should have stayed, though.
Got it.
It would have worked out a lot better for him last night.
Talking about what I learned. Paul, I got so many about Muse. You can have some of them if you want them.
I'm a interesting person. Just say that. That's Tigers in the Pros.
Presented by Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. 2 locations in Baton Rouge. Gentlemen, it's not too late, but it's getting close. Today is the 22nd, man. I mean, Christmas is Saturday. If you've not gotten her anything yet, there is still time to save the day at Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. Check them out online, lmfj.com, lmfj.com. And remember, when you go to Lee Michaels, every single diamond, before it goes into the case, is inspected by a family member at Lee Michaels. They buy the highest quality diamonds in bulk, so you get a beautiful, sparkling diamond at a great price, no matter your budget. Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry for 40 years, lmfj.com, lmfj.com for Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. Okay, hour number 3. We'll kick it off with Delly coming up next.
AFR.
Just in time for your Christmas celebration, let High Neighbor do the
border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I had to pack up all my things. I had to leave my home. And I never knew where I was going next. It felt like I never even had a say. But then you came along.
Change a child's story. There's a child in foster care waiting for a volunteer like you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you're born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Auctioner.
Yo, Jake here from Patient Plus Urgent Care Clinic. The place is going to be convenient for you during that inconvenient time, and it's even more convenient now. Now you have 8 convenient locations, with the Bruley location just opening up. So go check them out online, patientplusuc.com, because remember, they are your place for your sniffles, for your colds, for your stitches, for your COVID test. They have all that available over at Patient Plus. For more information, visit them at patientplusuc.com. Get in and get better.
Front to Back Boat Service has been family owned and operated for 30 years. And the Sherman family is NMEA certified. That's the National Marine Electronics Association at Front to Back. They are committed to improving the safety and technology of marine electronics through installer training, interface standards. And look, the fall and the winter, it's the perfect time to do that yearly maintenance you've been putting off. Get those parts you've been wanting. So schedule your appointment today at Front to Back North Airway off of Airline Highway.
Bayou Ford has 0% for 60 months on new Ford F-150s. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. And now 0% for 60 months on Ford F-150s. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Doug Brown. Tonight's NBA game in Chicago between the Bulls and the Raptors is postponed, as is tomorrow night's game in Portland between the Nets and Trailblazers. That's 3 straight Nets games that have been postponed. Mavericks guards Luka Doncic and Trey Burke both go into the NBA's health and safety protocols. The Rams are now tied for first place with the Cardinals after a win against the Seahawks 2 more touchdown catches for Cooper Kupp. Rams head coach Sean McVay.
He is truly one of the most humble, special players I've ever been around. And, he doesn't need all the accolades. I mean, I think it's great he gets his first Pro Bowl recognition. I don't know how he's not going to be a first-team All-Pro player. I think he's a legitimate candidate for a lot of awards.
Eagles coach Nick Sirianni and Jets coach Robert Saleh both test positive today for COVID-19. The Texans add 3 more players to the COVID-19 list, including their top wideout, Brandon Cooks. They now have 18 players on the list. And Raiders safety Jonathan Abram will miss the rest of the season with a left shoulder injury.
It's Keith from Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max, hoping you're spending as much time with your wonderful family as possible. When the calendar turns to 2022, we'll be right here talking about the NFL playoff picture. Weekday mornings at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio.
After further review with Matt Moscona, ESPN Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge Studios. That's right.
Hour 3, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us, AFR. Presented by Pluckers. I'm Matt.
This is Shaq O'Neal, and I hate Matt.
Paul O'Neal.
They're chanting Paul O'Neal's name.
Musa. And Mr. Toby Tomplay. We're here. Glad you are as well. 5 o'clock quitting time. Glad you're driving home with us. Oh, by the way, it's a hump day. Yep.
It's hump day.
It is a hump day.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Well, kind of not really, because it's a holiday week and most people are already either off or not gonna work here anymore. I'll tell you that much. Delhi's coming up.
It's hump day.
COVIDs are everywhere.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Damone Clark's opted out. We had Taiji Hill here in hour number 1.
It's hump day.
John Brady last hour.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
LSU basketball against Lipscomb tonight. The Lipscomb Bison.
It's hump day.
Bison.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
All right. Let's get down to it here. Ross Dellinger of Sports Illustrated good enough to join us on a day where it's been pretty tumultuous around college football. How are you, Delly?
That was a hell of an intro there.
Have you never been here on Wednesdays? You never been here on Wednesdays? No?
I don't remember. Maybe not.
Oh, well, at 3 o'clock and 5 o'clock Central on Wednesdays, we do the Humpty Bump and do what you just heard. So, yeah.
It's great.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. We have a lot of fun doing it. Yeah, guys, we have a good time doing that. Yeah, I've done that for a lot of years. Hey, there's something I was going to ask you before I talked about the COVID stuff, and I can't remember now because you got me a little sidetracked there with all the. Oh, that's it. Bison. How do you pronounce that?
Bison.
Thank you. Okay. Young Matthew Musa over there insisted that it was pronounced bison, like with a Z. Bison. I'm like, no. I think that's just the accent that people up north and in Canada use. It's actually bison, which Webster has confirmed. So, and now Delhi has confirmed.
Glad. Webster and Dellenger have both confirmed.
Well, I mean, you are a journalist. You write for a living, and you should know things of this nature. So, there it is. There you have it. All right. Hey, let's delve into the big news of the day here. So, Texas A&M, they're I guess opting out of the bowl games. They don't have enough players after the positive COVID test of some 20. Can you kind of fill us in timeline and what happened here with A&M?
Yeah, so Friday, Texas A&M had a couple of symptomatic players who were experiencing mild symptoms, so they tested them. I think there were just 2 on Friday, and they were positive. And so they had a few more that were symptomatic on Saturday, and so they tested them. Lo and behold, they were positive as well. And then they decided to test the entire team because once you get a certain amount of positives in a group of people, usually it's a certain percentage, 3%, 5%, somewhere around there, then you're supposed to test everybody of the group, or everybody of the household. And they did, and they popped 20 positive. And at positions, when you combined injuries and opt-outs and stuff like that, you are all of a sudden at certain positions down to just 1 or 2 guys. And so that's what happened. They paused activities, I think, starting Sunday, and were paused for a couple of days. And, each positive is in isolation for 10 days. So it made it difficult for them to practice, obviously, and play. Most of their players, or a lot of the good chunk of their players, were to have returned the day before on the day of the game. So they wouldn't have practiced at all. So I think in all they had 38 total scholarship position players available, and they're still doing testing. I mean, they're still testing, so there still could be some more positives as well. So that's what happened. So they withdrew, and now the Gator Bowl is looking for a replacement, which there weren't replacements lined up like there were last year, and there really wasn't expected to be any replacing going on. But some 5 and 7 teams have expressed enough interest, so they're looking into that.
Yeah, so Wake Forest wants to play the Gator Bowl. They need an opponent. So what do?
Yeah, so you go to the 5 and 7 teams, and there's a pecking order to the 5 and 7 teams, and it's determined based on APR score, the academic progress rate. So the first team, the first team on that pecking order is Rutgers at 5 and 7. They're the first 5 and 7 team in that pecking order, and then behind Rutgers is Illinois, and then behind Illinois are 2 5 and 7 teams tied. They have a tie in their APR score. It's FAU and now, of course, I can't remember what the other one is. But either way, Illinois has expressed interest in playing the game, and they're number 2 on the list. So if Rutgers doesn't want to play, which indications are they don't want to play, early indications, I don't know that for sure, but yeah, it shouldn't drop below Illinois, because I think Illinois made clear they want to play.
There's no way that you could swap teams from other bowl games. And to be clear, the problem with Rutgers is they haven't been practicing, and everyone's at home for Christmas right now. Like, it would be really hard to ramp up. So what about a team that is currently practicing, just moving into the Gator Bowl?
Yeah, I mean, I think the problem with that is just, well, first of all, we saw during COVID last year that they can make decisions pretty quickly on this stuff and move games around. So to your point, they probably could do that. I don't know that anybody really wants to do that, because they probably made a lot of travel plans. Well, I know they made a lot of travel plans. So logistically, they have to change their travel plans and all that stuff. Fans would have to buy new tickets. It would probably logistically be pretty complicated. So that is not a route that I've heard has even been discussed.
Okay. Ross Dellinger is our guest. Is there any ear-to-ground whispers or concerns about other bowl games that could be in jeopardy?
Oh, absolutely, yes. So we're dealing with very timely. I wrote a COVID college sports story that posted this morning, actually about 5 hours before we broke the news on A&M.
You knew. Didn't you?
Well, I knew it was a pretty strong possibility. Yeah, So, but there are issues everywhere. Miami is paused, although they've given indications to the Sun Bowl that they're doing okay. They're trending in the right direction. But they're 100. I think it's up to like 100 and close to 150 men's and women's basketball games have been canceled. And what's happening is, there's a lot of people out there saying, most people are vaccinated. Why are we testing? Well, they're not testing the vaccinated. They're not regularly testing the vaccinated. They're regularly testing, schools are, the unvaccinated in those who have symptoms. And then once you have positives there, then you do contact tracing. And then you start testing vaccinated people who aren't even symptomatic, and then they're turning positive a lot of times. So that's what's happening, and that's basically what happened with Texas A&M. So we've got a real issue right now. It shouldn't last long. In fact, this strain of COVID, Omicron, or I never can pronounce it. But anyway, it started in Omicron, maybe. It started in South Africa, and it has gone through the country pretty quickly, like less than a month. It basically went through the country. So it's very contagious, but not as doesn't produce as severe at all of illness. But it's very, very contagious. So it's transmitting really quickly, which means it will pass through probably pretty quickly in a matter of weeks.
And people aren't really getting too sick from it? Well, you're not a doctor. You don't have to answer that.
I'm not a doctor, but I've talked to enough for that story to know that that most people, especially if you're vaccinated, and especially if you have the booster, they're not getting very ill at all. Is what they tell me. And we're at a point, we're kind of at like an inflection point, Matt, in this is we're getting close to what they call an endemic, going from a pandemic to an endemic, which is kind of like the flu. Like it turns into the flu or the common cold or something. We're getting close to there. We're getting very close to there. And in fact, there are really big and good news today. I think the FDA approved an oral, like a pill, to take as a therapeutic to respond to COVID, which was a big hurdle in getting to like an endemic. So we feel like we're really, really close. Of course, something that could completely destroy that is if we have like some kind of similar Delta surge or something, a different variant that's very severe. But nobody really predicts that. But COVID has been kind of unpredictable.
Yeah. All right. So before you go, is basically what's going to happen here that everyone's going to get COVID except Cincinnati, and they're going to name those clowns the national champion?
I don't necessarily expect that to happen. No.
Good.
But yeah, the CFP guidelines that were released today are really something, aren't they? If 3 of 4 semifinal teams can't play because of COVID, they're not moving the semifinal. The fourth team, the only team that could play, is named the national champion. So I guess it's possible.
So it's kind of like the way we crown champions for like 150 years in college football. We pick you. Sure. You win it. You're it. You're the champion. Congratulations.
Right. Well, you know what will happen? What's really interesting is all of a sudden, if that does happen, boy, the AP poll would be interesting. And the AP national champion, quote unquote, will be really interesting to see what voters would do in that situation.
That is interesting. All right. Ross Dellinger, he's on Twitter at Ross Dellinger, Sports Illustrated. Go read his stuff there. Did I see also you had a piece up that included Pete Jenkins, something about Pete Jenkins in there?
Pete Jenkins, yeah, just his relationship with Nick Saban and his role with Alabama and just how him and, there's a lot of LSU in there for sure. They go back to obviously his days, Nick Saban's days at LSU. He hired Pete in his first year at LSU in 2000, and that's kind of how their relationship started.
When Nick Saban calls the Wolf Answers, I'm looking at the SI Daily cover there. So the whole piece is on Coach Pete?
It is. It's on Pete and Nick. Yep.
Fantastic.
I visited Pete at his house in Destin and his office up there. And yeah, it's interesting. I've always kind of wanted to do the story about their relationship because it was made clear to me long ago that Pete has a really unique relationship with a man that few are close to.
Go read it. Ross tweeted it. It's up at si.com. I'm glad I saw that on your Twitter. I will most certainly read that as soon as the show ends tonight. Hey, man, we always appreciate a couple of minutes. Thanks for squeezing us in. I know it's busy today with all the stuff. Thanks.
Yeah, no problem, Matt. See you.
All right, see you later. That's Ross Dellinger. This is After Further Review, presented by Pluckers. Stay here.
AFR.
Love telling you about Clegg's Nursery. And if you are a procrastinator and you are looking at the calendar and you're realizing Christmas is 3 days away and most everything is closed, and what do you do for a gift? Go to Clegg's Nursery. They got 4 locations, so no matter where you are in the greater Baton Rouge area, there's a location near you. They are the largest garden center in Louisiana when you talk about the Greenwell Springs location. Convenient right there, Siegen near Airline. If you're in Denham, LA 16 in Denham, there's not another garden center within a 5-mile radius of that one right there on LA 16 in Denham. Mid-City on Donmore. Look, a Clegg's gift card is a great stocking stuffer or a gift for the hard-to-shop-for person, because Clegg's, of course, has an amazing selection of flowers and plants and trees and shrubs. They're also partnered with True Value Hardware Store, so the handyman do-it-yourselfer can find stuff. And, of course, great outdoor decor. It's at Clegg's Nursery. Buy local, shop local. Tell them Matt sent you in to Clegg's Nursery.
Thank you, Acadiana, for 54 years of allowing Corval Toyota in Opelousas to take care of you and your automotive needs. Enjoy this holiday season with family and friends. From our family to yours, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year!
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Bayou Ford has 0% for 60 months on new Ford F-150s. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million-mile powertrain warranty. And now 0% for 60 months on Ford F-150s. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
If home is where the heart is, a roof is a shield. That's why for over 25 years, South Louisiana always turns to Garcia Roofing and Sheet Metal. For more information, visit GarciaDidMyRoof.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Tonight, we invite you to celebrate life, wherever and whenever you can, understanding that time is never on our side. Instead, gather up your friends tonight and share a few stories and laughs over a good bottle of wine. Or maybe a family meal that gives everyone a chance to reconnect and remember what's really important, whether it's for a birthday, an anniversary, or simply to remind someone special that they are loved. Rafino's, where Louisiana comes to celebrate life.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
After further review with Matt Moscona, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Presented by Plucker's Wing Bar. Open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all-you-can-eat wings. Plucker's Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
Hey, Muse, what Christmas movie is that one from?
Leave me alone. You distracted me during the break, and then there was an ad on YouTube that wouldn't stop, so we can't have dead air, Matt, so we just went with the bump rotator, all right?
So
Christmas music returns. Next rejoin.
It's so fun. Oh, man. You know why you were distracted, Muse.
I know why, yeah.
You were distracted because, it's been an hour. It's 5:20 right now. It's been an hour.
No, that's not why.
An hour passes, and then, you just get a little distracted, Muse. That's all.
You were talking to me and distracted me.
We were talking a little LSU baseball because Muse is an LSU baseball nut. He's a crazed LSU baseball fan. And Collegiate Baseball Magazine did name 4 Tigers preseason All-American. Dylan Cruz and Jacob Berry named to the first team. Trey Morgan named a second team preseason All-American. And Gavin Dugas, a third team All-American. I had kind of forgotten, until I was kind of reading through this, I had kind of forgotten just how good of a year Gavin Dugas had last year. Led the SEC in RBIs. we knew he was double-digit homer guy, but was third in the league in homers with 19. I'd kind of forgotten because last year was so odd. You knew Monero was on the way out. They had the really great run through the Eugene Regional and came up short in Knoxville. But there wasn't a ton that was super memorable about last year. Of course, you had all the injuries in the pitching staff. Mikhail Hilliard really emerged late, which was cool to see. But anyway, those 4 were honored as preseason All-Americans. I'm curious. One thing that's going to happen in this baseball season, I guess we're close enough now to it. You're talking about they'll be practicing within a month and they'll be playing, within 2 months. And we're not to go too deep dive into this right now, but one thing that's going to be interesting is what newcomers take spots. And there are givens. We know Dylan Cruz and Trey Morgan and Doty and Dugas and Thompson are all going to be in the lineup. There are givens that we know, and there's some guys out there who are Barry. I don't know if I mentioned Barry. If I glaze over that, of course he's going to be starting at third. But there's some questions about the newcomers. And I tell you this all the time, that I never get to see this team until they play a game. During football season, I'm not going out to fall ball, and then they practice while I'm on air. So I never get to go watch them with my own eyes until they start playing games that are televised during the regular season. But I will tell you, they are very, very, very high on Joe Bear, the kid from the North Shore who went to Nichols and then Delgado. And they think he could be a 12, 15 homer guy, big power. And when you add that to Cruz and Berry and Doty and McManus, who they expect to be a double-digit homer guy coming in from South Alabama, and then if it's Beloso or Pearson DHing, that's more power in the lineup. I've told you this before. I had one scout kind of jokingly tell me that this team was going to be like the 27 Yankees. And, obviously that's hyperbole, but basically telling you, man, this team is going to hit the crap out of the baseball. If they can figure out their rotation, this is an Omaha team. So congrats to those 4 guys named preseason All-American. All right, it's After Further Review. We're brought to you by GMFS Mortgage. Talk some Saints here in just a quick second. GMFSmortgage.com. GMFS Mortgage. Changing lives since 1999. It's not too late, y'all. It's not too late to get to the website, GMFSmortgage.com, and learn how you can participate in the Go Local campaign. Enter to win your share of $1,000 per week in gift cards to great local businesses all throughout the month of December. Learn more at GMFSmortgage.com. Holidays can be stressful financially for a lot of people. Let GMFS Mortgage help save you money on your mortgage. Maybe skip a payment or 2 by refinancing your mortgage. And, of course, helping great local businesses with $1,000 worth of gift cards to local businesses every week during the month of December, part of the Go Local campaign at GMFS Mortgage. Support your community. 'Tis the season to go local. GMFSmortgage.com. So the New Orleans Saints, of course, can play Monday Night Football, and the Saints have they're asking fans that go to the game to wear black. They're going to black out the dome on Monday Night Football. The Saints are going to wear black jerseys, black pants. How do we feel about the blackout? Muse, how do you feel about color scheming with the crowd?
Take it or leave it, but I hate the Saints all black uniform, so I'm against it.
We agree on that. The all black uniform is the worst uniform they have. Paulie, you're a Saints guy. You have the big fleur-de-lis on the back glass of your truck. How do you feel about the blackout?
Yeah, I'm opposite. I love the all black uniforms.
Why?
I just do. Something about them.
Why do you love something that's so terrible?
They're great.
The jersey's good, but the pants are just awful.
Y'all are wrong.
You know who wears black pants, Paulie?
Who's that?
Beer league softball teams.
And Mississippi State baseball.
Black baseball uniforms are horrible. All black football uniforms, fantastic.
Name me another all-black uniform in football that looks good.
The Saints all black uniforms.
Name me another one.
I can't.
You just whispered the Cardinals. Those are terrible, by the way.
They're not great.
The Ravens wear all black, which is terrible.
I don't
also.
hate theirs though.
It's terrible. The font on their uniform on the jersey number is terrible. You have to have a contrast. There has to be something else in there. And all black looks terrible. And when the Saints have something that actually looks good with the black jersey, gold pant, go with that. Or go with the color rush permanently, because that's the best uniform in football. Anyway, the Saints are going to black out the dome. They're asking fans to wear black. What I just want is for the Saints to get back to when they could win in the dome. You realize the Saints right now have one win in the dome this year? One. They're 1-4 in the dome. Their win over Tampa on Halloween. That's it. They've lost their other 4 games in the dome. Now they got a, air quotes, home win in the opener against Green Bay, but that was in Jacksonville. Other than that, they've lost all their home games. I mean, when you think, like, during the Sean Payton era, Peyton Breeze, going into this year, so during the Peyton Breeze era, they were 35-19 in prime time. And the number was even better at home in prime time. It's almost a 700 winning percentage. It's insane how consistently good the Saints have been, throughout that era in prime time. They're 2-2 this year in prime time. I would love to see them get back to that, where playing in the dome is hard for other teams. That dome field advantage exists, where it's just a given. When the Saints are playing at home in a primetime game, you just get your Sharpie and scribble a W, because there's no way they're losing that game. In that era, 2009, 10, 11, 12, well, not 12 so much, but 9, 10, 11, where the Saints won more games than anyone else in the NFL. They were just unbeatable at home in primetime. And I would love to see it get back to that. We're just one of those places nobody wants to play, because you can't go in there and win. And I don't know that has much to do with the crowd, wearing all black, or the Saints wearing all black, or whatever they're going to do. It's just going to be more consistent football. And this is a big one for New Orleans. It goes without saying. For them to have a shot to make the playoffs this year, the best shot, well, they need help, but the best shot is going to be to win out. And they're going to be favored in each of their 3 remaining games. They're favored in this one at home against Miami with an extra day to prepare. They're going to be favored at home against Carolina. And they're going to probably be favored on the road against Atlanta, or that's going to be close to a pick 'em. So there's a lot on the line for the Saints, and you get this game at home. Now go win it. Dennis Allen was on his conference call, and he talked about Miami and what sort of stands out about the Dolphins amid this amazing winning streak that they're on right now.
Number one is that they've won, 6 games in a row. So anytime you're able to do that in the National Football League, you're doing something really well. I think defensively, they do a really good job of getting after the quarterback. I think they do a really good job of taking the football away. Offensively, I think they do a nice job in the RPO run passing game. They're committed to the running game, and I think the last few weeks, you really see the quarterback playing at a pretty high level. So, and they're solid in the kicking game. So I think this is a good football team. I think they understand how they're built and how they want to win games, and I think it'll be a challenge.
Speaking of the quarterback, that, of course, is Tua Tagovailoa, the former Bama star who's piloted the ship to the 6-game winning streak. Here was Dennis Allen talking about Tua and the job he's done during this winning streak.
I think he does a good job of operating their offense. He really understands the RPO game, makes good decisions with the football. He throws the ball, on time with accuracy, and works the middle of the field really well. So the shorter to intermediate routes, I think, is where he really excels in getting the ball out of his hands and throwing the ball accurately inside.
It's interesting that Tua has, despite the fact that his team has won 6 in a row, they're kind of in the midst of the playoff race. He is not getting a lot of praise, and there's a lot of people thinking Miami will go in another direction after the season, maybe look to trade Tua. He's thrown for 2,100 yards, which is 27th in the NFL, 14 touchdowns, 8 picks, a QBR of just 56. So the stats don't really jump off the page when you look at the job Tua has done this year, but when you win 6 in a row, it is effective, and they have done that here with him at the helm for the last 5. So, or for the on this, I should say, 6-game winning streak. So, Tua and I guess he's been in there for the last five of the 6. So, Tua and the Dolphins will be in the Dome on Monday night. Saints asking fans to wear black. So if you're going to the Dome and you want to oblige, feel free to do it. It's a blackout for the Saints against the Dolphins, but really the Saints just got to find a way to win that game at home. But it's after further review. Glad you're with us here. Hump Day Show is brought to you by Pluckers. Let me knock out a quick break. We're 90 minutes away from tip-off at the Maravich Center. A few final thoughts for LSU and Lipscomb in hoops. And if you've got any comments you want to get in, you can feel free. Tweet us at Matt Moscona. Jump in the Bayou Ford YouTube chat. On the Watch 104.5 ESPN YouTube channel. You can always text us in the 225 at 396-4400, 396-4400. We'll continue on AFR.
AFR.
Hey, if you need dinner plans, Ichiban, always a great option. Ichiban gift cards are a perfect stocking stuffer, and the same for Boru. That's Boru Ramen in Electric Depot on Government Street. From our friends at Ichiban, that's their newest concept. Ramen has become a huge craze in the U.S. here of late. And if you want in Baton Rouge, authentic Japanese ramen, the only place to get authentic Japanese ramen in Baton Rouge is Boru Ramen. In Electric Depot on Government Street, the only place where every single noodle is handmade on premise, where the broth is a 30-hour process to make. It is fast, it is affordable, it is convenient, it is casual, it is amazingly delicious. It is Boru Ramen in Electric Depot on Government Street. You can even buy gift cards on the website. So get on by Boru Ramen in Electric Depot on Government Street.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
If you're in an accident, a car accident, a slip and fall where you're injured, you need to call an attorney. The defendant insurance company, it's their goal to close the case as quickly as possible and pay out the least amount of money as possible. That's why it's important to call an attorney and call the law offices of O.C. Brown.
At the law office of O.C. Brown, we're a family-owned firm. We want to be your law firm for a lifetime.
Our topic today is about savings. What is savings?
Hancock Whitney isn't just a bank for our clients. We're investing in our hometowns, making life better for everyone. So keep dreaming. We've got your back.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Bayou Ford has 0% for 60 months on new Ford F-150s. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. And now 0% for 60 months on
And since we've no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
After further review with Matt Moscona, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Presented by Plucker's Wing Bar. Open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all-you-can-eat wings. Plucker's Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
All right, Otter, a little more than 10 minutes from right now. Tell you what we're betting on tonight. LSU basketball. Less than 90 minutes from tip. Tigers against Lipscomb. A couple of thoughts on that here in a second. Chris Kleiman, the head coach over at K-State, did update. He met with the media at a press conference on Tuesday, discussed his team's preparation for LSU in the Texas Bowl. And there's this big question around their quarterback, Skylar Thompson, if he's going to be available to play for Kansas State in this game. He gave an update.
He's trending in the right direction, Kellis. He's practiced. We hope he doesn't have any setbacks, and if he doesn't, then in all likelihood he'll play, and we're excited about that. And we still have a couple weeks away, so I don't want to, in case we have a setback or anything, but right now he's trending in the right direction.
So that, of course, is a contrast to where LSU is right now. Max Johnson has already left the program. Garrett Nussmeier unlikely to play unless if LSU can get a waiver where he would preserve that red shirt and be able to play in the game. Not Matt O'Dowd, who I'm told has actually been battling an injury of his own right now, or very likely John Trey Kirkland in some kind of wildcat role for the Tigers. Look, we have a lot of uncertainty here because we don't know who LSU's quarterback's going to be, and then Neil Farrell opted out, and Damone Clark is opted out, and Elias Ricks is transferred, and Max Johnson. You all know the list, so we know that LSU's trying to prepare. But if you're not sure who's going to play for LSU, how do you prepare for them? That's the question that was posed to Chris Kleiman with all these opt-outs at LSU.
It's been challenging, but they're still LSU, and I know that we as coaches and our players, especially our older guys, know that no matter who they put out, there's going to be a pretty good football player, and a guy that even if he hasn't played, maybe it's his opportunity. Just like we're going to have some guys that are going to have an opportunity that haven't played a lot of football for us, and that's a great thing for college football. It's not great when people opt out and don't play in games, but that is what it is. That's not going to change, but it is exciting for the guys that do get an opportunity because maybe they were a guy that felt like he should have been in, or somebody that they think really highly of, and so we know that there's a reason they're at LSU because they're extremely talented players, and no matter if it's somebody that we watched on film or the next guy that steps up, they're going to have really good football players.
There is truth to that. It's kind of the puppy on a leash is what I've always explained. When you put somebody in who's getting their first opportunity to play, they haven't played a ton, you're a talented person because you're at LSU, and then where some guys might be checked out because it's the 6-6 season, you're in the Texas Bowl. For other dudes, if it's your first time to get out there, run around, and make plays, you're giving a hell of an effort. So there is some legit truth to that. What about quarterback? Kleiman was asked who they're preparing for a quarterback.
It's a good question. I mean, the young kid, for starters, the Nussmeier, which we probably believe he'll play, but who knows? That's kind of the thought right now. But they've played a couple different guys throughout the season, and maybe they have different skill sets. I mean, they know better than we do, but their offense is still going to run through the running backs and the O-line.
Preparing for Nussmeier, that's interesting. So I mean, he's kind of operating under the assumption that Nussmeier is going to get that waiver. Now, if Nussmeier gets the waiver and is able to play, I think that's clearly a very huge benefit for LSU if you can play the guy who is the scholarship quarterback and who came here to play quarterback and has not started but played in 4 games and obviously played the bulk of the Arkansas game. Nussmeier, I think, gives you your best chance to win the game, although I think it would be a lot of fun to see. To see Kirkland running around out there making plays. But we'll all find out together on January the 4th, provided there's enough players to play the game. All right, after further review, one quick thought on LSU and Lipscomb here in a second. Remind you about Michelli Weighing and Measurement, Michelli.com. Michelli.com. Tell you all the time, if you weigh or measure something, they sell, service, and rent the products you use to weigh and measure. I told you I got this tweet, and I found the picture. Juan sent me this. This was at MSY, so at Armstrong International Airport. Had his luggage scale, put his luggage on the scale, and sure enough, there's the Michelli logo right on the scale at the check-in counter at the airport. Airport scale or anywhere else that you might weigh or measure something in so many different industries, you'll see it with Michelli Weighing and Measurement. Michelli.com is where you can learn more. Michelli.com. Of course, there are 6 calibration labs in Louisiana, 29 across 11 different states in our country, from sea to shining sea, so you're never far. Michelli.com. Check them out online at Michelli.com. All right, time for further review. LSU Lipscomb tonight. I would be completely fabricating a storyline if I tried to sell you on something on this game tonight. Lipscomb's not having a great start to the season. LSU's a 27.5-point favorite in this ball game. But the Tigers are trying to remain undefeated. Only 7 teams in all of college basketball remain undefeated. Tigers are looking to move to 12-0 and polish off a perfect pre-conference resume. John Brady was with us about an hour and a half ago, and I did ask him, if you're Will Wade, what are you telling your team on a night where you're a 27.5-point favorite?
You're trying to harp on anything you can find. This is a bad term, to pick a fight with them and get them on edge. I mean, anything you can find. He wants to get by this game. I know he wants to play well, but this is a game you just got to get by. And it will be a shocking if LSU happens not to win the game, Lipscomb would have to do something just spectacular, and LSU not play at all to win the game. So I think it's a game that Will has just been on his team about the little things, about really starting the game right. We've gotten down 15, gotten down 13, and LSU's been able to come back and win. I think he'd like to start this game a little bit better and maybe put it to rest, somewhere around halftime, or at least with 10 minutes to go. Sit there and be comfortable for a while and contemplate how we're going to beat Auburn on the 29th.
That's where LSU will open up conference play in Auburn Arena, and that will be a significant step up in competition. But the LSU and Lipscomb offensively are similar in that LSU averages 78 a game, Lipscomb averages 76 a game. Defensively is where you have the gigantic disparity. Lipscomb allows 79 a game, LSU allowing 53 a game, which is among the best in all of college basketball. LSU's defense has just been massively elite. And it was funny, if you missed the interview with Coach Brady, I would highly recommend you go listen to it. When I asked him about, Dane Bradshaw was with us, or I'm not picking on Dane, but he's one of many who have kind of just expressed some skepticism, saying, want to see LSU defensively do it against better teams. And before I could even get the question out, Coach Brady was kind of laughing. He was chuckling at the whole notion that anybody would question this. And it's not just that they're winning, it's how one of LSU's 11 opponents, LSU's held all but one opponent to their lowest offensive output of the season. That's an incredible statistic when you consider it. So see if they can do it again tonight against the Lipscomb. Well, look at that. They're the Lipscomb Bisons.
Okay, bisons is definitely, no. It's a herd of bison, if anything. You don't pluralize bison with an S, right? It's like deer. I've never seen the word bisons. Is that really a thing? I'm asking because I've never seen that.
I would have said bison, plural, but
right.
I mean, there it is on ESPN.com.
Wow,
Bisons. B-I-S-O-N-S.
I don't know about that. I'm gonna look that up.
We're learning a lot. Oh, really? You're gonna look that up?
I'm gonna look that one
up.
How
novel. Muse is gonna look something up for us here. Well, we'll look forward to the result of your search, Muse. In the meantime, we'll grab a break and come back, and Otter will tell us if you should lay that 27.5 or if you should take the Bisons and the points. Otter Locks is next.
AFR.
We're brought to you by the Baton Rouge General Hospital. brgeneral.org. brgeneral.org/Healthy Men. That's the Healthy Men Project. It's where you can go to learn more. It's where you can go to register for the Healthy Men Project. It is totally free to register. This is just a mechanism to help you set health and wellness goals, to hold you accountable, and to incentivize you with great prizes. So go to brgeneral.org/Healthy Men. It'll begin in January. You'll get regular email check-ins with health tips, local perks. It's really an easy way to stay accountable, to share the progress you're making, no matter how big or small. If it's weight loss, if it's to get healthy checkups regularly, and you'll get access to a host of different benefits like nutrition consults and free classes and a lot of stuff. So go sign up today at brgeneral.org/Healthy Men. That's brgeneral.org/Healthy Men.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Bayou Ford has 0% for 60 months on new Ford F-150s. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. And now 0% for 60 months on Ford F-150s. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you. Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
I love those J-I-N-G-L-E bells. Oh, those holiday J-I-N-G.
After further review with Matt Moscona, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Presented by Plucker's Wing Bar. Open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all-you-can-eat wings. Plucker's Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way.
Of course, COVID cases are rising. Remember our friends over at mycleanliving.net, clinically proven and independent military-grade lab testing to eliminate the virus that causes COVID-19. It's NASA technology, which was developed to keep the International Space Station clean. It's now licensed, that technology. Obviously, mycleanliving.net, it's NASA technology, which is in the Space Hall of Fame. It's this NASA technology in their air purifiers, proven to purify both air and surface contaminants, flu, cold, strep, all different types of bacteria, odor, and of course, COVID-19, the SARS-CoV-2 virus. MyCleanLiving.net to learn more, MyCleanLiving.net. All right, we have learned a lot today. Maybe we'll get into that in the What We Learned segment here in just a quick moment. But first, let's find out what we're betting on tonight. It's time for Otter Locks.
Otter Locks, presented by Clark Crane Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in St. Francisville. Because a great deal is worth the short drive to Clark Crane.
So we turn to the one and only, the incomparable and often incomprehensible, the Ott father himself, Jimmy Ott. Otter, how are you?
North Dakota Bison.
So that's what
Lipscomb,
started.
Lipscomb Bison.
That's
North
what
Dakota.
started the whole thing early. Was that Muso said bison? I was like, so is bison just how Chris Fowler says it? Because people in the North and in Canada, that's their pronunciation. And as we have learned, it is actually bison is how you pronounce it. And you can pluralize bison and bisons. That's actually both correct. We've learned a lot here about bison today.
Bison.
Bison.
Muso.
Bison.
Muso.
Yes. Muso
Yeah,
and Muso.
seriously. Yeah, there you go. How about that? It's Muso.
Correct. And it's bison. Although some people like you and like Chris Fowler and people in the north decide to say bise.
The phonetic spelling for that's in the dictionary as well. I'm looking at it.
Louisville. Louisville.
I would defer with that, with Louisville, to the people who live there. When it's the name of a city, I would defer to the people who live there. Like Lafayette or Lafayette, right?
No, nobody's saying Lafayette. But
They do. No. Listen. No. Listen to me. No, listen to me. Listen to me. In Oxford, Mississippi, is in Lafayette County. Remember Jeremy Liggins, the quarterback who signed with LSU, played offensive, ended up playing like. He went to Lafayette High School. That's how they pronounce it. Here we say Lafayette. Where Purdue is, they say West Lafayette. Like the pronunciation, the emphasis, it's different in different places. So I just say defer to the people who live there and how they say it.
What do you say about Tulane?
I say Tulane.
Yeah, but the people that go there say Tulane.
Do they?
The ones from up in
What do people in New Orleans call it?
Tulane.
Tulane. So it's Tulane.
What do people in Miss Mays say on Wednesday night?
You ready, Honor? Another Pelly's game tomorrow, brother. They're going to be packed to the rafters. Packed to the rafters for the Pelly's and the Magic.
You know, Gordon Hayward hits that shot for Butler. Could be Duke at the end. At the end. I think we would have seen that same team somewhere around.
Somewhere in Butler in Indianapolis. All right, hey, look, LSU's laying 27.5 tonight, man. What do you think?
Hey, they're 10-1 against the spread.
All right.
They're 10-1 to the unders. You know what we say every time you ask me, what are we doing? We're taking them till they lose. And,
okay.
You know, the one loss was on the weekend against Penn State when they went to overtime. They still won it. Lipscomb does not play a whole lot of defense. So they are 310th in defense. So LSU's a team total 85.5 tonight, according to Bet Rivers. But it's not a strong play. But how do you not? I mean, they're coming so under the total. Again, Louisiana Tech, LaTeX. They were, under by like 25 points again. This might be a bit of a challenge, but still, got to go with LSU in the under on that one. I'm glad you're watching movies last night because we won the bowl game and lost everything else. So
I did watch the bowl game, and then
we got that one.
We started the movie after the bowl game. It was a late night.
Oh, that is a late night.
I know.
Wow.
I know. This is what my wife does. She starts movies at like 10:30 or 11 o'clock at night.
Army, fourth most wagered on bowl game of the 41 now in the bowl season on Bet Rivers. Army's going from 3 up to 6.5.
Oh wow!
But I'm taking them. You question motivation. We're trying to find out motivation, and the military schools are going to be ready. Last 5 bowl games, Army's 4-1 straight up, but 5-0 ATS. Here's one for you too.
All right.
Last 6 times the military school was favored over another military school and lost, and then played the bowl game. They're 6-0 in that spot as well. It's kind of the horses out the barn on this one. Everybody's kind of on Army, but this is one of my favorite bowl plays of the bowl season. I take Army, I take Air Force, I take Navy, I take them blind every year. It's 21-5 over the last 15 years.
You have taught me well. I blind bet the service academies every year now. And by the way, no Bazelak and no Tyler Batty for Missouri. So their quarterback and running back are out too.
Yeah, Bazelak with an injury, Batty opts out. And man, close to like 2,000 yards, total yards.
Yeah.
Rushing and receiving. I mean,
great season.
That's a big chunk. So, yes, Missouri and the SEC, are they excited to play Army? And how about having to defend this triple option? when you do it as well. I'm going with Army in this. We've got some good hoops games also. Arizona.
We got like 8 seconds. I got like 8 seconds. City Slice Fights and
Bison,
Pizza.
Musso.
Have a good one. Bison!
AFR.
All right, as we get on down the road, remind you about South Point Volkswagen, southpointvw.com. Amazing people. They've helped me out so much. Many of you know I was in a wreck yesterday on the bridge, got smashed from behind. I had to bring the car to the body shop. And, of course, South Point was able to help get me in a ride while I'm out. But I'm going to tell you, the most impressive part of the entire thing is walking away from a wreck like that and knowing, and actually it's looking at the other guy's car. He was in a GMC Sierra, and his car is mangled. And the Volkswagen Atlas did just fine. If you want to see the pictures, you can check them out on my Twitter and in my social media. But I tell you all the time, the benefit of driving one of the safest vehicles on the road is knowing if you're ever in an accident like that, and God forbid you are, you know you're going to be in one of the safest vehicles on the road. SouthPointVW.com.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Yo, Jake here from Patient Plus Urgent Care Clinic, reminding you they now have 8 convenient locations across the Baton Rouge area, open from 9 a.m. until 9 p.m. And if you're looking for that COVID test for holiday travel, or you have a holiday event coming up, they're the place for you, as well as a flu shot. It's starting to creep up here during flu season, so if you need that shot, make sure you get that. They now have some available through December. You can find more information on their website, patientplusuc.com. That's Patient Plus Urgent Care Clinic. Get in and get better.
Thanks, you're ready. Yardbirds up. Veggies in the window.
Barbecue guys, born to grill.
Pops, how many steaks you want?
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.